Good evening, Crusher fans, and welcome to the Crusher Sports Network. We are broadcasting from Sargent Stadium at the Point. It's homecoming this evening, and this is an LHAC, Laurel Highlands Athletic Conference matchup. Features the visiting team, the Golden Eagles of Somerset, versus the home team, our McCort Carroll Crushers. Bringing you this evening's action, yours truly, Ralph DeMarco, and standing in for Jeannie Feathers this evening, none other than Ken Salem, as well as our stream producer, Dr. Fran Brown. The Dream Team, the Stream Team, and we do want to give a little shout out to Jeannie. God bless you. We love you. We miss you. Ken Salem, welcome to the stream.
Fantastic to be here. It's been a little while since I've done a McCort play-by-play. It's been a couple years, but excited to be here to watch the Crushers take on the Eagles from Somerset, and just excited to be here and to see what the evening unfolds.
Well, it's time for the Coach's Corner with the head coach of the McCort Carroll Crushers, Mr. Tom Smith. Coach, welcome to the stream. You're in the dream, brother.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Appreciate the invite up here to the press box. It's always a pleasure to be here with you, Ralph, but it's a real honor to be here with Coach Salem. He gave me my first opportunity in coaching, and wasn't that long ago. Well, maybe it was, Coach. We were down on that sideline coaching together in the mid to late 90s, and it was awesome.
Fantastic. It's great to be here, Coach. And I don't know if a lot of people know that you and I also played together at St. Francis University. So it's great to get back here and watch you on the sideline and get this thing going.
Yep. Well, Coach, before we get to the keys to the game, your thoughts on where we're at in the moment?
Well, in the moment, we're a football team that needs to get a win. We're looking at a good AAA football team in Somerset. But the focus for us needs to be, we need to look in the mirror and look at ourselves and look at some of the things that we did wrong the last three weeks. We were in some tight football games during that span, but at the same time, we need to learn how to win. And we're making it about that this evening, learning how to win and against good football teams.
Well, Coach, with that being said, your keys to the game.
Well, it's pretty simple, Ralph. We can't turn over the ball, and we have been plagued by that the last three games, and we just cannot allow that to happen tonight. That's been a focal point of practice, and that'll be a focal point here this evening. All due respect to Somerset, we think they have a nice football team there. A really nice running back, number 34, solid 22. Good football guys. The 12 has been the quarterback here for 3 years. He's always been tough to deal with, and they have a nice club. But for us right now, it's about us not jumping off sides and us not turning over the ball and playing sound fundamental football. And if we do that, we will be competitive here this evening.
Say, Coach, one question follow-up. Somerset's always been traditionally a great ground game. Is that what we expect to see tonight? More running the ball from them.
Coach, they love to run behind 34. He is the bread and butter of their offense from what I've seen on the defensive side of the ball. Where he goes, they go. And I understand that. He's a good ball player. But they do have the ability to sling it around, and they're good at that. They have some guys that get loose down the sideline. They're good at throwing the fade. They have an excellent fade game. So, yes, sir, they can stretch your defense for sure. So we got to be mindful of that throughout tonight.
Well, Coach Smith, any final thoughts before we go to Sunshine Jill and get the game night weather?
No, it's homecoming night for Bishop McCort. We're really excited about that. The kids were fired up all week at school. We have a tremendous alumni base here at Bishop McCort and tremendous alumni. I hope they're all tuning in tonight, and I want to give them a shout-out. They're what makes our school go. We have tremendous alumni across this country and across the nation. So a big shout-out to them on homecoming, and we can't wait to get you back in the schoolhouse. That's it for me, Ralph.
Hey, Coach, thanks. Appreciate it.
Coach.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, without any further ado, we're going to go to Sunshine Jill and the game night weather. Hey, Jill, what's going on, girl?
Why, hello, Ralphie. Hi, Kenny. How are you?
Great to be here. I've heard a lot about this forecast. I can't wait to
see how
it goes.
Yeah, you know what? You never know what you're going to get with the forecast. It's what I do.
That's what makes it fun, right?
I know, that's right. Actually, tonight's a great night for football. We have clear skies. It's 73 degrees right now, and I think we'll see some stars and the moon out soon enough. But no rain in the forecast. This is going to be a nice evening. It's nice for homecoming, not to have any rain. The girls are all fancied up, and we're excited about that.
Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of wind out there either,
No wind.
So punting and kicking looks like it should be very favorable as well.
You're right. Yeah, it is kind of sticky out.
I have to caution you, Mr. Coach Salem, that Jill makes up her own words and her own rules as we go along.
That's right.
Like in football, if the ball's out of bounds, she calls it a foul ball. Okay, all
That's
right.
baseball, Ralphie.
Okay.
That's baseball.
Hey,
I'm getting
Sunshine
better at
Jill,
that.
your daughter's in the homecoming
She
court.
is,
Go down and
yeah,
enjoy
I am.
yourself.
I'm gonna
God
go down.
bless.
All right. Good
All
luck.
right.
Good luck, Crushers. Let's go, guys. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Sunshine Jill. And with that, we're going to take a time out for a message from the friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
Every 23 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Hi, I'm Matt Smith, president of the Laurel Auto Group. When my mom started the Ann Harris Smith Foundation, she said, if we can help just one woman, then we have made a difference. This year, we're asking you to help us make that difference. Please take the time to learn the symptoms of ovarian cancer. Go to ovariancancerpledge.com today. Learn the symptoms, spread the word, and take the pledge.
Well, we're back at Sargent Stadium at the Point for this homecoming matchup between the Somerset Golden Eagles and, of course, our McCort Carroll Crushers. And Coach Smith, Coach Salem, I had a chance to talk to Jeff Urban, the head football coach at Somerset this week, and his keys to the game, turnovers. And we'll talk more about that in the broadcast. Doesn't want any turnovers, wants to create turnovers. Control the time of possession. Establish the run game so that they can throw play action passes. The defense needs to be gap sound. Linebackers need to stop the screen game. That's something that McCort has done well, especially with receivers going from the outside in and pressure the quarterback. And, Coach, with that being said, could you expand? What do you think he means by being gap sound on defense?
Well, I'd imagine that when they're talking about gap control, they want every defensive lineman to be responsible for a specific area, and then the linebackers that complement those defensive linemen, they're responsible for the gaps that are left open. So if everybody, we used to always say, engage their man, and make sure you control your gap, then you can make plays either to the gap you're responsible for, or you can cross face and assist your teammate in that gap next door. The big thing I would imagine is they want to make sure that they don't slash the field. I've seen McCourt's got some pretty quick backs, and they like to get to the edge, and they want to make sure that they contain so that McCourt's not able to rip any big plays.
Well, Coach, an announcement for any fans who are listening who might still be coming to the stadium, or if you're coming to future games, this is very important. No bags or balls are to be brought into Sargent Stadium. Small clutch purses, approximately the size of a hand, 4.5 inches by 6.5 inches, may be carried into the stadium. The only exception is a medical bag or diaper bag. Bags are open to visual inspection. Please support these policies and efforts. The admission is $5 for everyone. So there you have it. With that being said, we're going to take a time out for a message from the friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
For me, being a part of the 6 News team, it's a privilege. It's a responsibility not only to our viewers, but to those who came before us. Always showing up, following leads, getting both sides of the story. It's the foundation of 6 News, knowing we delivered on our promise to you. Coverage you can count on. I'm Jen Johnson. Thanks for choosing 6 News, and thank you for celebrating 75 years of WJAC TV with us.
And we're back on the Crushers Sports Network, and that brings us to Coach Salem. Coach Salem, for all of the fans out there, a longtime principal football coach at Bishop McCort, now part of the Thomas family of automotives, okay? And Coach Salem, what about your keys to the game? What do you think the Crushers got to do tonight to win this contest?
Well, I had an opportunity to watch the entire game last week against Richland, and despite the score, I felt like McCort was matched up pretty well against Richland. That's got a pretty nice team. And, I thought the penalties and the turnovers, as Coach Smith alluded to, that was really the Achilles heel. If we can, avoid the mental mistakes that happened to the Crushers last week in the first quarter and clean up a little bit of the penalties, the miscues, so we can sustain our offensive drives, I really like our opportunities. Taking that next step, I think is really important for the program. Coach Smith has every year they've taken good steps. They've gotten better in different areas, and right now they're in every game. They're playing hard, and now it's a matter of getting that precision and that expectation to win the game and not wait for something bad to happen. You were in coaching for a lot of years. You know how fine that line is, and I really think Coach Smith and the staff is really close to taking that step. And then I always used to like to tell people that wins come in bunches. So once you get that first one and you start to feel good and confident and you get that swagger going, you expect them to come. And we need to get this one tonight to begin, feeling that way.
Well, Coach, I want to give you my keys to the game. Now, I've watched every game pretty much from beginning to end, and it's pretty hard to win. And Coach Smith already talked about this. We have committed 14 turnovers on the season. We have only created 3 turnovers, so we're minus 11. I really believe if we clean that up, we can win this football game tonight. That's my keys to the game. Your thoughts on that, Coach?
Yeah, that's pretty fundamental. That's football 101. The team that takes care of the ball wins, and I'd certainly agree with you on that. I also feel it's important that I was impressed with our offensive line, the size of our line, and their ability to get off the ball. And we just need to be able to sustain some drives and keep the ball on the ground, and that's going to help us with that turnover idea as well.
Well, Coach, we're going to take another time out for a message from the Friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
For over a century, Thomas Automotive has been redefining the car buying experience. One person, from start to finish, you'll work with the same person with no transitions or turnovers. Upfront pricing. All of our vehicles are clearly marked with their best upfront price. Commission-free sales team. Our salespeople are not paid on the price you pay. Our team works for you, not a commission. Transparency in everything we do. Buy with confidence, drive with confidence. Thomas Automotive.
Well, we're back at Sargent Stadium at the Point for this homecoming matchup. And I'm going to kick it over to you, Coach Salem. Can you talk to us a little bit about the LHAC and District 6?
Yeah, well, first off, this is a big game tonight. Somerset is a AAA school. Currently in the AA standings, McCort is sitting in 8th place with 100 points with a 1-3 record. But in the Laurel Highlands, you play a lot of bigger schools, so there's a lot of opportunity for us as we start to accumulate some wins to be able to move up in the standings. So ahead of us is Bald Eagle area, Marion Center, Bellwood Annis, Richland, and River Valley all are at the 3-1 record. And then Mount Union and Cambria Heights are undefeated with a 4-0 record. Looking at single A, Guilfoyle and Northern Cambria are sitting up top. And in AAA, Penn Cambria is 4-0, and they're in front of Central of Martinsburg, who has a 3-1 record, and Forest Hills and Tyrone, that are both sitting in there at 2-2. Moving on to the Laurel Highlands in the sectional battles, they've got the conference is quite a bit expanded since the days that I walked the sideline. We're in the West Division 1, and we're currently in the 3rd spot behind Richland, who's 3-1. Somerset's 2-2, and McCort sits at 1-3. Westmont and Johnstown are 0-2 and 0-3 respectively. With Johnstown getting their first win in some time last week. So that was a big deal for
I don't think Johnstown had a win since 2019.
Yeah, it was approaching one of the larger or longest winning streak or losing streaks in
and
the state.
there was a time where Johnstown had the most wins in a football program in the state of Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
And it looks like they're starting to get that thing turned around over there a little bit, Ken.
Well, people don't realize the tradition that's available locally when you look at Greater Johnstown and everything that's been part of their football tradition. Bishop McCort, Johnstown Catholic High, an amazing football tradition. And, of course, Windbur's got a pretty outstanding tradition locally as well.
Yep. Shout out to my brother, Phil DeMarco. Okay.
Yes,
I don't know if he's listening, Ken, but we'll give him a shout out anyway. Okay.
Yeah, good guy. Good guy.
The I believe this is the summer. No, this is the McCort band taking the. No, this is Somerset band taking the field.
I think you got
No.
combination.
Yeah, it's both of them. So I was right. This is the Somerset band, and this is the McCort band taking the field.
Absolutely.
It looks like they're going to play the national anthem. Then they're going to start announcing these homecoming students. And so a little shout out to Miss Y, who's done a great job with the McCort band, and they're going to play the national anthem. And while they play the national anthem, we're going to go quiet out of respect for our great nation. Well, we're waiting. Looks like they're waiting a little bit here for some organization to take place with homecoming. Okay, all right, and just a reminder: Somerset is in District 5. Okay, so they don't show up in any of those District 6 standings.
So while we're waiting for the national anthem, the West Division of the Laurel Highlands has Bedford up front at 3-0, or 3-0 in the division, 3-1 overall. Penn Cambria, of course, leading the division at 4-0. Chestnut Ridge 2-1. Forest Hills at 2-1, and Central at 0-3. The cool thing about following these stats is, I guess, at the end of the year, there's a crossover game that is played based upon standings.
Yeah, and the crossover game last year at Phillipsburg went down to the last play of the game. So they found out that those matchups are pretty close. Crushers look like they're going to take the field, and then we're going to have the national anthem. Just for everybody out there, we always give a shout out to those who protect and serve our great nation, and also for all the trainers and team doctors to take care of these student athletes. We appreciate their efforts, and we really care about the jobs that they do and appreciate. Here come the Crushers on the field. Crushers, gold helmets, blue jerseys, gold pants. The Eagles, white jerseys, black pants, and black helmets. And we know that you can see and hear what's happening. And, there will be some moments where maybe we'll just let you see what's going on, okay? With that being said, we're going to take a break. Time out for a message from the Friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
Are you looking for the best part-time job in Cambria and Somerset County? Join the McElwain team. Our bus lines serve local school districts, including Greater Johnstown, Westmont Hilltop, Conemaugh Township, Forest Hills, Shade Central City, Berlin Brothers Valley, and Somerset area. This extremely rewarding part-time job provides great supplemental income. As a McElwain team member, you will enjoy clean, new equipment, as well as holidays, weekends, and summers off. Apply online today or call 814-288-1594.
Great job by the combined Bishop McCort Somerset band here this evening. And I believe the McCort band is going to play the McCort alma mater. You know those words, don't you, Coach Sam?
Actually, I do.
Okay, you want to sing it? Go ahead.
No, I'm not a singer.
We'll have you singing before it's over, okay?
That's the fight song, the Notre Dame fight song that we've adopted here. But every assembly we used to, as a tradition, you'd bring out the words of the alma mater and would sort of have the bouncing balls. So everybody
they still do that. They've started doing that again. And at Wimber, the Notre Dame fight song was our fight song too, and they have words to that, but we're not going to go there. Okay.
Catholic high school, I'll never forget you. That's the line, and that's what Coach Smith was sort of talking about. As we get out there and talk to McCort alums all over the country, and really appreciate the support that they provide. Every single student appreciates their opportunity to go to school, and having choice in Johnstown and having a chance to go to Bishop McCort is a great thing. And I know that Coach Smith and the staff and all the parents appreciate everybody's support, so they can keep that great tradition alive.
Well, we appreciate that information, Coach Salem. And now it's time for our sportsmanship prayer. And we thank Father Crookston for putting this prayer together. We try to pray before all events at Bishop McCort, as well as varsity football games. Strong and faithful God, the giver of the fullness of life, as we come together for this contest, we ask you to bless these athletes, coaches, officials, and all gathered here. Keep these young people safe from injury and harm, instill in them respect for each other, and reward them for their perseverance. Lead us all to the rewards of your kingdom, where you live and reign forever and ever. Amen. And we're going to take another time out for a message from the Friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
Martella's family-owned pharmacy has been caring for you and about you since 1964. With 6 convenient locations, we're always here for you, providing personalized service that goes above and beyond. Martella's offers a wide range of services, from free prescription delivery to being the only regional pharmacy to offer Medipack, organizing your medications in easy-to-tear-off packets.
So,
Martella's, caring for you and about you since 1964.
Well, we're back at Sargent Stadium at the Point, and we're out there for the toss of the coin. This is the ceremonial toss of the coin. They do it 6:30 with the head coaches and the officials. Somerset won the toss. They're going to receive the kick. The Crushers are going to kick from right to left, and they'll defend the goal closest to the main entrance, and Somerset will defend the home plate side of the Point Stadium here this evening. And we thank Father Crookston for eavesdropping and getting that information for us.
Father Crookston's been a staple on that sideline for years, taking care of the ball and sort of making sure that things go smoothly down there. Father Crookston's dedication and commitment to Bishop McCort is outstanding and noted by many alumni and friends.
Father Crookston and I have become amazing friends, and I have to tell you a funny story, and he'll appreciate it, okay? He came into my office a few months back at the end of school this past year, and I'm on the phone with my friend, and I said, listen, I really need to hang up now because Father Crookston is here, and he wants me to hear his confession. Okay, Father Crookston and I laughed so hard it was hilarious. Okay, I thought it was a better joke than I thought it would be. Let's put it that way. Okay,
I'm sure the person you were talking to on the phone was scratching their head when you said that.
I'll tell you who it was. He's probably here scouting tonight, Eber Rahosik. Okay,
he definitely was, because he knows you and your exploits. So he probably was laughing it up big time.
Well, here we go. The kicker for the Crushers will be Connor, will be kicking off, number 26. He's a right-footed kicker. He's going to kick from the right hash. That hash is closest to the McCort sidelines. And here we go. Ball drops on the 20. It's picked up, and
looks like we have an offsides flag.
Wow, to start the game, huh? How crazy is that? So they're going to make the Crushers kick it again.
Without a doubt. We want that opportunity on special teams to make a big play. And, that's just people getting a little hyped up here at the beginning, but you got to make sure that you follow that kicker and, don't give the opposition an opportunity to have better field position to start that game.
So the Crushers are now going to kick off from the 35-yard line. We want to give a quick shout out to Donnie here at the Point Stadium, who really keeps things humming, along with Dr. Brown, and we appreciate that, and we thank them very much. And here we go again. The kick is going to be fielded on the 20-yard line. Running right, number 6 for Somerset. That would be Gavin Berkey returns the kickoff. And number 3 for the Crushers on the, I believe, number 3. That's Marquise Gordon was on the tackle. So Somerset's going to take over. 1st and 10 on the left hash. That's the hash furthest from their sidelines. Somerset very conventionally huddles up. Okay. They take their time. They want to move the football. They want to control possession. They want to be in it at the end of the game. That's the theory. That's the philosophy. Spread set, motion going left to right. Little toss. It's fumbled. Ball's on the ground. Everybody's after it. And the Crushers get the fumble recovery. If you can get a number, Coach Salem. I believe that was number 6 for the Crushers, Coach.
I did not see who recovered it, but that's a fantastic opportunity to get on the ball and make sure.
I believe Brady Page, who's been showing up a lot in the stats from the end of last season to the beginning of this season. So the Crushers are going to set up shop, 1st and 10 on Somerset's 25-yard line. The ball basically hugging the left hash. Gallucci at quarterback. Number 34, Stevens, is a setback behind him. We got motion. We're going to hand it off to number 3 on a little counter play. Coach Salem, your thoughts?
Good push on the right side of the line. It looks like we got about 3 or 4 yards. There is a flag on the play, and based on where the flag is, I would think it may be a face mask. So, you get the turnover, you get good push on 1st down, and hopefully we have a face mask here. Yes, we do. And that's going to put us in really good position on in this first drive.
Well, very quickly, the offensive starters for McCort are Gallucci, Stevens, Wiley, Gordon, Page, Dressick, Zazadny, Rodriguez, Altush, Arnold, and Fetzko. 2nd down and 2. Gallucci running right, pulls it down, tries to run it, may have lost a couple of yards. And defensively for Somerset, it's Holmes, Hagens, Cooper, Sanner, Danahill, Mostetler, Carson Sonner, DeBuno, Miller, Swank, Dunmeyer, and Perry. That's the starting defense for the Golden Eagles.
So
lost 1.
Lost 1 yard there. Looked like we were trying to roll right. We had a high-low option in the flat on the right side and just didn't like it and pulled it down, tried to run with it and lost a yard.
2nd and 4. The ball on Somerset's 18-yard line. Gallucci fakes the handoff, keeps it, and there is nothing going there for the Golden Eagles. Number 12 for the Golden Eagles.
That's Lane Lambert.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate that. So now brings down, you got to convert the turnover, Coach.
Yeah, Lane Lambert, that was a great play. He's averaging 8.5 tackles per game. He's the leading tackler for Somerset.
So now we got 3rd down.
Yeah, that's not marked correctly on the field. It is 3rd down.
Yeah, and 3rd and 3. It does not. The scoreboard says 3rd and 5. Gallucci gets the snap, fakes it. He's running right. He looks. He throws it. It's caught. It's caught by Page, number 6, and that's a Crusher 1st down.
That's fantastic. That's a real nice play. They had basically a flood to the right side of the field. He rolled to his right. He did not like the first route, went to the second route, which was the almost a drag across the field from the weak side receiver. Beautiful play. Great 1st down.
All right. 1st and goal to goal. I believe it's goal to goal, isn't it, Coach?
Yes, 10. It's just inside 10-yard line.
Yep.
Yep. Deuces right, motion to left. Hand it off, and nothing doing there. Number 9 for the Golden Eagles, Evan DeBuno with a big stop. They were trying to basically go wide with that play. It's sort of a sweep left with motion, and they got penetration and made a great big play. So now we've got 2nd and 13. So
goal to goal here.
Actually, 2nd and 16. We lost 6 yards on the play.
Still goal to goal. Can't get a first down. There's the snap to Gallucci. He's going to the end zone and almost picked off by Somerset. Very fortunate there. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 16, goal to goal for the Crushers.
Nick Drexler was the intended receiver. The ball was tipped, and we're fortunate that it wasn't intercepted, no doubt.
So Gallucci's going to be in the gun. His sidecar is going to be number 3 for the Crushers.
Yeah, we've got 4 quicks, 1 back set. We had basically a slant with the primary receiver to the right side, ran off the coverage. The ball was a little bit overthrown, and now we're going to be in a 4th down situation.
Looks like we're going to try a field goal. The kicker will be Connor, the holder Gallucci, and Hildebrand will be the snapper. And we're slightly toward the left side of the field. It's not exactly in the middle. This is going to be...
So Connor Avery is a sophomore.
26. This is about a 32-yarder, I would think, Coach. Right-footed kicker, Connor. Snap, hold, kick. And it's good. We got ourselves a 3-0 lead. We took the turnover and turned it into some points. And, Coach, the Crushers are on the board first.
That's big to take that turnover and convert it to points. That's a fantastic thing. So,
hey, we're going to take a timeout for a message from the Friends of the Crushers Sports Network.
Situated in a family-friendly atmosphere, Dr. John Walker is currently accepting new patients. Dr. Walker has over 25 years' experience. Come join the family at Dr. John Walker's office. Your smile will thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Walker.
We are clear, and we're back at Sargent Stadium at the Point. The Crushers are up 3-0. Coach Salem, something you wanted to add to that, or?
No, I think that's a great start. You know, the big key to football, and that's why I love the game so much, is that wasn't a perfect drive, but we kept our chins up, we kept our head up, and we were able to convert and get points. So, you know, that's momentum. That's taking a step in the right direction, and that's what the game's all about. It's about taking advantage of the next play, not worrying about the last play. So we got a kickoff here from the 40-yard line, and let's see how the Somerset team reacts.
And we got a thumbs up from our good friend Jeannie, wherever she might be. God bless her, and we're sending you our love and friendship, Jeannie. And there's the kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. So we're going to see a flag and wonder if Somerset will take it on the 35 or make them re-kick again, Coach.
I used to, for the most part, ask for a re-kick because I always like the opportunity on a kickoff return of getting a big play. So we'll see what Coach decides to do.
Well, my good friend, Father Mark Begley, just stepped into the bleachers here. Give him a little shout out. He doesn't know we're talking, though, right now. Somerset in the huddle, okay, huddling up, and they have the ball 1st and 10. The ball is on the Somerset. Oh, my gosh, we got another flag. We offsides again. So, yeah, okay, so it's out of bounds. We got the flag. They're going to make us re-kick from the 35-yard line.
That's interesting. It took a little time to make that decision.
Some thank yous for Somerset, their athletic director, Scott Close, and of their head football coach, Jeff Urban. Jeff, very helpful with stats and lineups and things like that, and we do appreciate that very much. On the other side, some thank yous. Of course, our head football coach, Tom Smith, Tim Hornick, Rich Price, Dan Santoro, Chris Fowl, Mary Luna, for all their help to help us get this stream rocking and rolling. So we're going to kick again. 9 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first quarter. The Crushers up 3-0. 32-yard field goal by Connor, and the Crushers are up. And there's the kick again. Line shot right down the middle. Got the bounce at the 20. Bringing it back. Number 33 and number 4 for the Crushers on that tackle.
That's Benswinger is 33. Very nice open field tackle. Nice gang tackle there. So that's going to put Somerset. They're going to set up about on the 32-yard line, and it'll give them an opportunity to see what they want to do with the football here after that miscue on the original series.
And the lights are on in the press box, Coach Salem.
Hands it off right up the middle. Big play by the middle of the Crusher defense. Number 59 on that tackle. And that is going to be Donnie Rozier.
Some good size in that defensive line for the Crushers. And the Crushers adjusted their defense tonight, Coach. Okay. The Crushers are lining up in a 5-2, not their conventional 3-3 stack. You want to go over those starting lineups, Coach, for Somerset offensively and the Crushers defensively? There's a handoff, running left to right, breaking some tackles and running hard. Ball came out, but he was down.
Number 6 on the tackle for the Crushers, Brady Page. You've called his name a number of times already.
He's showing that he's a player. I can tell you that.
There is a flag down. I did not see what that flag was.
I'm wondering if it's a face mask where they threw the flag at. Oh, we got
personal foul, face mask.
Yep,
you called that one.
Yep.
That's tough.
I can do those, Coach.
Go right ahead.
So for Somerset, offensively, you've got Lambert at quarterback, Himes, Lowry, Swank, Sonner, Perry, Dunmire, DeBuno, Mosteller, Danahill, Elchin, Hagens, and Marsh. In the shotgun, there's the snap, there's the handoff right up the guts.
Yeah, our right defensive tackle, Coach, is the one that made the play there. Again, I love the Bears. We used to call the odd front defense Bears defense. I think it makes it much more difficult to run the football when you got 7 or 8 guys in the box on alignment. Real nice play there. Number 74 for the Crushers was in on that play. That's Rocco Fetzko. He looks good. I noticed him last week at the Richland game being able to control the line fairly well.
Defensively for the Crushers, Zadney, Stevens, Rodriguez, Fetzko, Cernick, Rozier, Hildebrand, Dressick, Gallucci, Gordon, and Page.
Somerset with motion away from the McCort sideline, hands off to the middle of the field. Again, right at the teeth of that 5-man front. And the Crushers doing a really nice job there. The middle guard made that play. Number 79, Joey Cernick. Big play. And 55 was also involved, as well as Fetzko.
Well, we want to remind our Crusher fans, if you have any suggestions for us, you can get a hold of us. And we're open to any suggestions or any thoughts.
So now more of a traditional set. You've got tight end and motion. Quarterback running it himself up the middle on 3rd down. Another great play by the Crusher defense. A big gang tackle there. Again, 59-75 on the play. That's Donnie Rozier. And 75 is Eli. How do you say his last name?
Zadney.
Nice play there. So now we have 4th down and 2. And it appears that Somerset is going to go for this from the McCort 40-yard line.
Now, this is the classic. We've committed turnovers and penalties in these situations here. They might be just wanting to draw us offside. We're going to find out real quick.
All right, the ball's hand off to the right, and number 59 comes across again. Donnie Rozier making a huge play right at the line of scrimmage, right in front of the McCort bench, and the drive stops. Big stop by the Crimson Crushers. They're getting great field position, and we're going to come back on offense now. That's a fantastic series there.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Crushers, the ball resting on the 40-yard line. And after this play, we'll send it over to Donnie for a message from those who support the Crusher Sports Network. Crushers on the right hash, up on the ball. Gallucci in the shotgun. Number 3, the sidecar.
Motion to the left. Snap to
Gallucci, back to
Gallucci.
pass. He's under pressure. He scrambles. Gallucci down on the 45-yard line. And with that, we're going to take a timeout for a message from the Friends of the Crusher Sports Network. And we're back at Sargent Stadium at the point, and it's 2nd down and 13 for the Crushers.
Yeah, last play was another roll to the right. We pulled the ball down and had nowhere to go. Lost 2 yards, so we're at 2nd and 12 right now. Ball's been snapped to Gallucci, handed off up the middle to number 3, and he has a really nice gain. That's Marquise Gordon. That's a great first down run right up the middle. Looked like an inside trap action.
Well, let me say this to you. We have had great success running the football right at football teams. And I'm saying right now, just keep doing it, okay? Just keep running the ball right at them. So it's going to be 1st and 10. The ball on Somerset's 31-yard line. The Crushers on the move. Gallucci barking out the signals. Snap. Again, same play. Gordon right up the guts, getting a little bit of a push, picked up a couple of yards there.
There's nothing wrong with getting 3 on a running play. That's going to put us in a 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7, maybe even 2nd and 5. So that's a nice push there. Good play. That's good first down yardage. So we have a lot of opportunities here, and we're moving the ball.
2nd and 7, the ball on Somerset's 28-yard line. If we can capitalize here, Coach, that would be huge, just huge. 3:27 on a moving clock in the first quarter. Gallucci off the right side.
Breaks a tackle, and he's going to take it in the end zone for a touchdown.
Coach.
Great play. He absolutely had he faked the handoff and then followed his blocker right up in the center of the line, was able to break a tackle, cut to his left, and that's a fantastic play.
Coach, number 5, Nick Dressick, completely obliterated the safety for Somerset. The coaches are going to see that on the film, and they're going to love that toughness, and that really was the key block that let Gallucci score.
So once again, we're lining up for an extra point. Connor,
kicker, Gallucci the holder, and Hildebrand the snapper. Snap, hold, kick. That's what it's all about here. It's
executed
good.
Very nicely.
And the Crushers are up 10-0. And with that being said, we're going to take a timeout for a message from the Friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
Do you have a moment? Take 10 seconds. Think about your dream vacation, or the deck you'd like to build, or the gem you'd like to add to your collection. Take a moment to think about making those things happen. At Ameriserve Bank, we think about those things too. Talk to us today about using the equity in your home to do more of what you want. This is your moment. What would you do?
And we're back at Sargent Stadium, and the Crushers are up 10-0, 3 minutes and 16 seconds left in the first quarter. We want to give a shout-out to our cheerleaders who are creating great enthusiasm down there with the band and the student body under the direction of Dr. John Walker. And, of course, our band cranking out the fight song, Miss Y, making it happen down there. A lot of enthusiasm here at the stadium this evening. Decent crowd. I've seen better, but still a pretty decent crowd here this evening for this Crusher homecoming game.
Yeah, the cheer squad does a fantastic job here. Even, when I was here 10, 12 plus years ago, Dr. Walker has got an amazing tradition. They compete nationally with UCA and have many national championships. They just do a fantastic job, not only competing, but also supporting the teams in football, basketball, wrestling. They're everywhere. The girls are so committed and do a great job.
Well, there's the kickoff, and Somerset's able to cover it. Remember, that ball's on the ground. That's a live ball on a kickoff. Once it goes 10 yards, anybody can recover it, but Somerset gets on top of it. Hey, Coach, the Tribune Democrat, I want to thank them because we use a lot of their stats, and we appreciate that. And today, they have 6 pickers, 5 pick Somerset, 1 pick the Crushers. So let's hope we can tell our friends at the Tribune that you didn't get it tonight.
Oh, I always used to like when they picked against us. That would fire the boys up.
Yes, sir.
We're back in that odd front defense. Quarterback keep. 10, 12-yard gain. Good fake. Everybody sort of bit on that fake, and he got outside our right defensive end.
I believe that was number 10, Dominic Roy. I could have the number wrong, though. That was number 12. That's Lane Lambert. I apologize for that. .249 the clock, moving in the first quarter. The Crushers 10, the Eagles 0. Both teams still have 3 timeouts here. 1st and 10. Somerset on their 42-yard line. They hand it off up the guts. And creating penetration was number 74. I believe that's Rocco Fetzko. And cleaning it up was number 34, linebacker Stevens. And I see number 59 there as well for the Crushers. That's Donnie Rozier. Second and 10 for Somerset. The ball on their 42-yard line.
Really nice start for the Crusher defensive line, controlling gaps. We get a little bit of a down block there, and this is second big run in a row. That's some tough running there by number 22. Yeah, that's Camden Lowry, and he was running with some authority. He was getting his knees up and really getting after it. Again, what happened there, we're in that odd front defense, so what happened is we had down blocks. They slid to the inside linebacker. That opened an off-tackle lane, and we weren't able to get off that block on that inside linebacker fast enough, and those are 2 gashes in a row, Coach.
He carried 4 of us.
Yeah.
It's 1st and 10, the ball on the Crushers' 42-yard line. And to be honest with you, with all the turnovers we had, Coach, the defense has put up quite a few stands this season.
There's
a pass. Deep. Oh, nice play by Gallucci to knock it away from his safety position.
Yeah, a ball was intended to Cole Perry. It was in the neighborhood. He had to turn to make the play on the ball, and that gave Gallucci an opportunity to get in his way. Nice play. Somerset taking a shot on 1st and 10 downfield. So it brings us 2nd and 10. And the ball is at the 42-yard line.
And Coach Smith alluded to that in the coaches show that they'll take a shot on that fade every now and then.
Well, after those 2 big runs, you think the McCort defense is creeping up to be able to stop the run. So that was a good call by Somerset.
Somerset's going to hand it off to number 22. He's running hard, but number 75 for the Crushers. Eli Zazadny there is to clean it up, and I believe they might have lost well, no, they gained about, oh my gosh, I didn't think they gained that much. They gained 3 yards, so it's 3rd and 7. The ball resting inside the Crushers' 39-yard line. And just for all of our fans, fall sports in full swing. You can check the Crusher website to find scores and upcoming games. And please do that so you're updated on what's happening with the Crushers. There's a handoff right up the guts. Giving it off to number 34 for Somerset. And that is Rowan Holmes.
Rowan Holmes is averaging 102 yards per game so far this season. He is the number 1 rusher for Somerset. Camden Lowry is right behind him with 100 yards per game. So they've been running the ball successfully this year.
Now, we've got a timeout on the field, and I'm not sure who took the timeout. Oh, no, the coaches are just going to let the Somerset.
End of the quarter.
Yeah, they're just Somerset. Nobody used a timeout. Somerset, end of the quarter. Hey, guess what? It's timeout for a message from the friends of the Crusher Sports Network. And we're back at Sargent Stadium at the point. It's 4th down and 2. We've switched ends to start the second quarter. Somerset going right to left, and the Crushers going left to right. 4th and 2 for Somerset. The ball on the Crushers' 34-yard line. Maybe the biggest play in the game to this point.
Well, the last time they went on 4th and 2, we got a big stop. I would imagine based on the way they've run the ball, we're going to see that zone look. The quarterback's going to have the opportunity to pull it and run it, or they're going to be able to hand it off and see if they get any push up front.
Well, the way number 22's been running, you think he might get the ball, Coach. And they're under center, and they're in the I formation. 22 is the tailback. There's the snake. Give it to the fullback up front. I don't think he made it.
That was
great
the penetration by the defensive line. They stacked them up. It does not look like they had an opportunity to make that first down. Great play by
Stevens and Rodriguez were the guys who made the penetration. Linebacker and our down lineman. And another big stop by the defense. The Crushers take over 1st and 10. The ball on their own 33. 11:55 in the second quarter. With the change of possession, the clock won't start until the ball is snapped.
Big play by the Crusher defense. Again, that's complimentary football there. The offense has been able to move the ball. We put some points on the board. It's got to be frustrating for the Somerset group to not be able to convert on 2 4th downs in a row. And now McCort has an opportunity to put a little bit of separation. And it looks like they took a timeout, McCort timeout.
That gives me a little chance to talk about homecoming. And there will be a lot of festivities at halftime. And joining us during the third quarter will be Heather Newcomer, who puts homecoming together. And we will also be talking to the homecoming queen somewhere during the third quarter. Our halftime guest will be Maria Sanders. She runs the admission program here at Bishop McCort. And with that being said, the homecoming court. You have Haley Bear. Her escort is Devin Magro. Cammie Beppler. Her escort is Chase Newman. Ellie Berkebauer. Her escort is Braden Jarvis. Riley Esch. She's escorted by her twin brother, Jack Esch. Jillian Reitenauer, escorted by Adam Radkowski. And we'll find more about that at the half.
All those years of coaching football on homecoming nights, it was always funny. You'd be in some tight games. Sometimes you weren't in tight games. Everybody always wanted to know at halftime, even though we're trying to talk about how to win the game, who the homecoming queen was. So we'll see who that is very soon.
We definitely will.
Big throw downfield, and there's no one down there. He's about 15 yards overthrown. We had 2 go routes. Number 6 and I'm not sure number 7 running those routes for us.
And Gallucci showing some arm strength on that one, Coach.
The ball was down there. Yeah, we had Brady Page, and I'm trying to see number 7 was Garrett Faribault, both on go routes, but the ball was in the middle of the field. Maybe he didn't like what he saw and just put it down there. So we're in 2nd and 10, and
ball on McCourt's 33 on the left hash. We got motion going left to right. They fake it to Page, and Gallucci keeps it. And Gallucci's running hard, and he gets up about the 42-yard line. I think he's going to still come up a little bit short, Coach.
Hey, that was a really athletic play. That snap was errant. It was too high. Gallucci made a really athletic play to grab that ball. He still got somewhat of a fake there, and then he followed his guard right up over center. He was in the right guard center gap. picked up a good 7 or 8 yards. We got a third and 2 situation here for the Crushers.
Ball on the Crushers' 41-yard line. This would be big to convert this.
Once again, we have a
same play going left.
Gallucci pulls the ball, attacks the left side of the offense, and is able to pick up a first down.
About 7. Picked up about 7, 1st and 10 for the Crushers.
Yeah, Marquise Gordon is an athlete, and he did a lot of good things in the second half against Richland. I'm sure that he catches the attention of the Somerset defense. So that read there is, going to be an effective play because you got 2 good runners back there.
1st and 10 for the Crushers. The ball resting right on the 50-yard line. Gallucci fakes it. Gallucci's looking to pass. They got a little screen set up. Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah,
wow.
That was a big one. Very good play call there. Nice setup. Just too much on the ball. I think that was a big gainer there. Just a little bit too much on the ball.
Well, and the other thing, too, Coach, is if we'd have made the completion, it really wasn't behind we had a lineman out in front there. That might have been an illegal lineman downfield if we'd have made the completion.
You know what? You might be right, depending on the way that ball was caught.
And Coach Urban, one of his big things was the linebackers needed to read out screens, and nobody was there. Gallucci hands it off, going up the guts, pick up a couple. Going to bring up a 3rd down and about 7, maybe 7.5.
Yeah, I can see why the McCort coaches want to throw the ball a little bit. Somerset's got everybody jammed in the box, and there's not too many people that are beyond 6 yards from the line of scrimmage. So
Crushers in a tight trip bunch right, sidecar to the right, Gallucci back to pass. Gallucci's going deep down to the sidelines on the left. Oh, gosh. Well, good football savvy would tell you to punt the football here, don't you think, Coach?
Absolutely. That was a good ball. I mean, he maybe ran a little bit of field over there on the sideline, but we always used to say if the defense can't get it and we can, it's not a bad throw. Had an underneath route over here on the Somerset sideline, but he was definitely going to his left on that play. Let's hope we get a good execution here on the punt.
Our punter, number 7, Faribault. The long snapper is Hildebrand. Right-footed punter. Nice punt. Real nice punt. And it's going to bounce. Oh, it gets a Somerset bounce, though. And Johnny on the spot for the Crushers was
number 4.
Number 4. That's Brayland Wiley to down the ball. And Somerset got a little bit of a bounce there. It's going to be 1st and 10. The ball resting on the Somerset 16-yard line. Solid punt by Faribault. 1st and 10. Somerset, they're on the right hash. 9 minutes and 40 seconds left before halftime. And homecoming, lots of homecoming stuff happening at halftime. There's a handoff. Crusher defense. I'll tell you what, I'm counting the bodies that weren't on the pile. There were only 3. That means there were 8 Crushers in on that play.
Yeah, you know what? They're doing a really good job on that read. I think that Somerset's just going to try to keep us honest by running that occasionally. Although right now we're dominating in between the tackles, and their only successful games on the ground have been outside the tackle. So it'll be interesting to see if they try a play action pass here or try to go outside that tackle box.
Somerset very conventional. They huddle up. They bring the plays in by a play messenger from the sidelines.
So we have a 5-yard quick out from the quarterback, nicely executed, almost a 10-yard gain.
I think it's going to be a first down, Coach.
Yeah, there was a real nice read. You had a go route and you had a 5-yard quick out. Quarterback allowed the cornerback to.
They're not saying. I think they might have to measure this thing, Coach. Right now, it's 3rd and a foot. according to the sticks, but they're going to bring the sticks out.
I believe they have it from our vantage point here. It
And-
looks like the football's sitting about 12 inches in front of the line of gain, unless that stick wasn't pulled completely on the McCort sideline. I think they may have it just by 3 or 4 inches.
Coach, while we got some time here, thinking about records, Somerset comes into the game 2-2. They lost to Chestnut Ridge 33-7. They lost to Central 20-13. They beat Johnstown 35-12. They beat Westmont 40-20. Their next game is Richland. For the Crushers, we beat Central Cambria 28-27, lost to Chestnut Ridge 21-14, lost to BG 30-12, lost to Richland 34-0. And after this game, we will be playing Johnstown. And if you compare the common opponents, Somerset beat Ridge 33-7, and we lost to Ridge 21-14. But that's why you play the games, Coach.
Yeah, I think that might you spend about 3 minutes looking at scores. Speaking of scores, Forest Hills and Richland, it's tied 7-7 in the second quarter, and Penns Valley at Belfont 6-6 in the second quarter.
So Somerset only gains about a half a yard trying to run the ball up the guts. It's been tough sledding in there. You know, adjusting the defense into that 50 look may have caught Somerset off guard a little bit.
Yeah, again, I think it's interesting that they continue to attack the inside strength of the McCort defense. But I think, again, when you're running that zone option, you want the linebackers to respect that inside give, and we'll see what they come up with here on 2nd and 9. Play action pass, a 6-yard stop. You know, pretty much I can hear the McCort coaches sort of complaining on this one. We're a little soft in our coverage on that one. We gave like a 10-yard cushion, so a 5-yard catch, and then 3 or 4 yards after the play, that's a 10-yard gain. You know, our corners are going to have to tighten up just a little bit in order to take away those easy pitches.
And let me say this, we've been rotating different bodies at the corner position. We've had some miscues out there. So they are probably going to play it soft because they don't want to give up the big play. But at some point, you just can't let them keep throwing underneath. Kind of like that.
Yep.
Gallucci makes the play on number 1 from Somerset.
So right now, what they're seeing there is that was Cole Parry, and he made a really nice play. And basically, that was just a slant. That's a nice pitch and catch. Again, when we're playing off the ball and the linebackers are tucked inside and an odd front defense, safeties are at 12 yards, that's going to be an easy pitch and catch. You know, we're going to need to get into that guy a little bit quicker to prevent him from getting off that line that easy. Now they're in a 2 receiver to the left formation, motion across. They give it
to number 2.
That's Carter Dunmeyer.
Somerset figures if we can't run it inside, maybe we'll run it outside, and they're having a little bit of success out there, Coach.
They did. So they went outside the tackle box. Again, there wasn't a tight end over there, but they were able to get some movement, and that opened up that lane. If you're the defensive end in that particular position, I would imagine you've got contained responsibility. So
I'm going to have to think that stand-up defensive end would be primary contained with the corner and the safety forcing that, you know, that triangle of containment, and they kind of beat it up a little bit, Somerset, on that play.
So 1st and 10 from the 41.
Handoff up the guts.
Looks like we have motion on Somerset. That'll be an interesting call. So
well, you know what?
No gain.
This might be one that you might not take this one, huh? Might decline this one.
Looks like they lost.
I don't think they lost anything, but I don't think they gained anything either. It's 2nd and 10 for Somerset. And the Crushers coaching staff, Coach Smith, they're going to take that penalty, and that's going to take it to 1st and 15, Coach.
So you have a 1st and 15. Coaching staff wants the extra yardage on 1st down. We have trips left to the Somerset bench on the wide side of the field. 15 drops back. throws the ball to it was like a 10-yard hitch out there to number 21 from Somerset. That was Carson Sanner, who was coming back to the ball, but the ball was a little bit overthrown on that particular play. Brings up 2nd down and 15.
And who comes wandering through the press box but Mr. DeFazio? Mr. DeFazio, he's wearing his number 1 McCort jersey. God bless him. We love him.
Is that shirt that Andrew Hawkins gave you? Because Andrew Hawkins was the first person to wear that jersey, and it looks like a classic. Although I think Andrew has his jersey. 15 back to pass, throws it outside. Once again, Cole Perry has a lot of room. He's able to make the play, and it looks like we're going to be in a 3rd and 5 situation. 10-yard pickup on a stop. That's all that was, the stop to the wide side of the field. We got to tighten up our secondary a little bit. We got to get our corners closer to the line of scrimmage. We're about 12 yards off. I think we need to get up in that 7-yard
If the
area.
Crushers can hold them here, you have to believe this is 4-down territory. They're going to They would have to go for it, I would have to think. Down 10-0, the clock moving in the second quarter, 5 minutes and 30, 5:29, 5:28.
Cole Higgins is in the backfield. They got motion coming across. They hand it off. They're going wide. Number 5 from McCort steps up and makes a really nice play. That was Nick Dressick. He came up nice out of the secondary and made a big play there. They had real nice push on the left side of our defense there. That was a big play. If Nick doesn't make that tackle, that gets into the secondary pretty easily.
So now Somerset's in a 4th and 3. Now we've stopped them twice on 4th down.
And they just took a timeout.
Yep. And you know what? We're going to take a timeout, and we're going to hear from a message from the friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
Experience the difference at First Summit Bank. Open a First Perks checking account today. With First Perks Checking, you can choose the account that's right for you and start saving money on things you're already paying for. Perks include roadside assistance, available 24/7 to give you peace of mind while on the road.
If I'm Somerset,
phone broken or stolen,
I'm going to
you're
go wide.
covered with repair or replacement with cell phone
previous
protection.
4th downs we stopped
First
them on, they
Summit
ran
Bank,
right into the teeth of that
connecting you to
defensive
more
line,
than
and they
just
didn't
your
get them.
money.
Yep, it's definitely coming up on 4th down. And I agree with you. We were chatting off the commercial here that there's no doubt that Somerset's going to try to take this thing wide. Or, you know what? They've had such a nice short passing game here in this drive. You know, maybe they spread us out and try to pitch and catch to somebody here. It's a big down. It's the 3rd, 4th down conversion of the game for Somerset.
I'm putting the ball in 22's hands, Coach.
Wide formation.
It's intercepted. They tried a little play action to number 22, and number 5 steps up for the Crushers with the interception. We've created 2 turnovers.
Nick Dressick just had 2 huge plays in a row. The last play, he prevented the that running play for spilling into the secondary, and that was a really great job. He stayed tight in his coverage, and he attacked the ball to the inside upfield shoulder, was able to break that up and make that play. That's a big stop for McCort.
5 minutes and 4 seconds left before halftime. The Crushers 10, the Eagles 0. 1st and 10 for the Crushers on their 27-yard line. Crushers have 2 timeouts left. Snap to Gallucci. He hands it off.
Gordon doesn't get much on that. We attempt to run to the left side of our offensive line. We get stacked up. Again, we're going to, I think, be cognizant of a 10-point lead here. We want to make sure that we continue to move the ball. And, it'll be curious here on 2nd and 9 what the coaches dial up.
Rowan Holmes, number 34, made the play for the Eagles. And now the Crushers, the ball tilting the right side of the field, not completely on the hash. And Gallucci, obviously, at quarterback. There's the snap. Gallucci fakes it and keeps it. And Gallucci off to the races and picks up the 1st down. Gallucci having himself a nice little ball game here tonight.
Yes, he is. Now, I couldn't tell if that was a dedicated call or if that was his own read, but he's having a lot of success. Again, I think Gordon's getting respect from the Somerset defense. And again, we had some nice push there from the offensive line. So
First and 10 for the Crushers. The ball on their 41-yard line. 3:57, 3:56. The clock is moving here in the second quarter. The Crushers have 2 timeouts. Somerset has 2 timeouts. 10-0. The Crushers holding on to a 10-point lead as we wind down this second quarter. Hopefully we can get some more points on the board here.
So official takes a timeout here. I'm not sure if he didn't like the play clock or what's happening here. But had a word with somebody on the Somerset side, one of the kids on their defensive team, and I think they're going to restart that clock.
I think usually when the officials do that, he may have said something that simulated what we say offensively, how we call it. And I bet he was reprimanding him for that and told him, next time, this is your warning. Next time, I'm going to flag you.
We snap to Gallucci. He hands off to our number 6. Brady Page is trying to take that off the motion on a sweep to the right side of our offense, and nothing doing. Somerset makes a real nice play there. That brings up second down and 10 with 3:25 left in the second quarter.
Be nice to get some more points on the board here, Coach.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, we kicked off to start the game. So I really like the idea of us taking the lead into the locker room and having the ball to start the third quarter. Snap to Gallucci. He drops back, looking to pass. He pulls it up, throws it to Wiley, number 4, and the ball's just a little bit low. He slides, makes a great attempt, but we're not able to convert. I thought Gallucci was going to pull that one down and run with it in the middle of the field. Looked like he had a little daylight there.
Well, it's 3rd and 10. The ball on the Crushers' 41-yard line. The clock is stopped with the incompletion. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left before the half. 10-0 Crushers. We'll see what they got up their sleeve here, Coach. Coach Fowl steps up here. We get a chance to say hello to Coach Fowl here in the press box. Keeping things straight here on homecoming. Gallucci. There's that little screen, that little wide-out screen going from left to right. And it's a first down for the Crushers. Number 5 for the Crushers makes that reception, and Gallucci put it right on the money. Number 5 is Nick Dressick. Nick having himself a pretty decent ball game here.
Yeah, he's doing a real nice job. We used to call that an inside zipper screen back in the day. You know, that was a real nice lane that opened up there. There was some nice blocking downfield after the ball was caught. The cool thing about that is if that ball's thrown on that zipper screen behind the line of scrimmage, everybody is allowed to block. And that makes it, if everybody gets their face mask on a jersey, that makes it nice. Nice play.
You know, I don't want to jinx the officials, but I think they've done a pretty decent job here this evening to this point.
Shotgun snap to Gallucci. He pulls it out, and he takes it to the McCort sideline for a 6-yard gain. Real nice play.
Run out of bounds by number 21 for Somerset, Carson Sanner. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Crushers. The clock is stopped. Gallucci was driven out of bounds.
2nd and 3, Coach.
2nd and 3. Thanks for keeping me straight. Ball on Somerset's 39-yard line.
We're on our left hash, which is close to the McCort sideline. Wide side of the field to the grandstand.
Tight bunch trips to the right. Gallucci back to pass. He's under pressure, and I believe number 34 makes the play. Rowan Holmes for Somerset. So this is a tough decision here, Coach.
Well, we took a shot downfield. We got the clock running. It's third and a few. I mean, we got to look at this to. I think we need 2 downs here to get a first down. I'm not sure what our kicking plan is.
Well, I think
that if we're close, I'd consider taking it on 4th down and going for it. Let's convert now and not have to make that decision.
The last field goal that Connor hit was 32 yards.
We're quite a ways away from 32.
Yes, sir. Trips left. Now
looks
I
like
believe
McCourt's going to take a timeout.
So you know what? We're going to take a timeout for a message from the friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
Every 23 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Hi, I'm Matt Smith, president of the Laurel Auto Group. When my mom started the Ann Harris Smith Foundation, she said, if we can help just one woman, then we have made a difference. This year, we're asking you to help us make that difference. Please take the time to learn the symptoms of ovarian cancer. Go to ovariancancerpledge.com today. Learn the symptoms, spread the word, and take the pledge.
We are back at Sargent Stadium at the Point. The Crushers have a 10-0 lead, 1:50 left before halftime. The Crushers have a 3rd and 3 on the Somerset 39-yard line, and the Crushers still have one timeout on the board. And if you're thinking field goal, we probably got to get down to about the 15-yard line. That would make it, pretty much roughly a 32-yard kick. If we can get down there between the 20 and 15, we'd have a shot at a field goal, I'd have to think. But I'd rather take a touchdown here, Coach.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see a fourth. They're going to go for it on 4th down if they don't convert here, based upon where the ball sits. I'm not sure if it makes a whole lot of sense based on how well the defense has played to not go 2 downs here to convert, take real control of the game.
Somerset has 8 guys in the box, and Gallucci fakes the handoff, and he's still going. Gallucci says, I'm not going down easy. Great effort. One of the big things from talking to Coach Smith this week, he wanted to see more toughness out of the football team, and I think McCort's showing that tonight, Coach.
Well, he did a really nice job of keeping his legs moving, and he was making a concentrated effort to as he was breaking the tackle to secure that football. There's sort of like a sixth sense. You got to know when to protect the ball and when to go down. But he made a really nice play there, and some good effort by the line as well as the quarterback.
Gallucci back to pass, throws a little quick out. It's incomplete. That'll stop the clock, and it'll be 2nd and 10 on the Somerset 24-yard line. And we want to remind you that at halftime there's going to be a lot of homecoming festivities. We're going to read some more information about who all's involved in homecoming, and somewhere in the 3rd quarter we're going to talk to Heather Newcomer, a PE and health teacher at Bishop McCort for many years, and she puts this homecoming program together, and we'll be talking to the homecoming queen as well. 2nd and 10, ball on Somerset's 24-yard line on the left hash. Handed off to number 3. He's rocking and rolling. Touchdown, Bishop McCort from 24 yards out, and that's number 3 for the Crushers.
Gordon.
That's Marquise Gordon.
He was all over the second half last week. Made, again, a real nice play, burst up into the second level. There was good movement from the right side of the Crusher line, and he was able to outrun the secondary. That's a huge capping to the end of the second quarter. Being able to go up 3 scores is big on homecoming 2024.
And for the Crushers, the holder will be Gallucci, the kicker is Connor, and the snapper is Hildebrand. And Connor's having himself a 5-point night so far.
Yeah, one of the big things that I'm seeing here tonight that, I didn't see in the first few weeks is we have a much better consistency of getting our bigs on their first-level guys. We are getting the defenders occupied. We're getting on our blocks, and I think that's opening some lanes for both Gallucci and Gordon, and that's why we're able to move the ball on the ground the way we are.
Well, I'll tell you what, too, Coach, is that I almost don't want to jinx us, okay? All right? But we have no turnovers. We created 2 turnovers. We put them into points. We got to keep that kind of thing happening.
Well, I'm sure Coach Smith, when you talk about effort and things getting better and working harder, part of practice as you get into week 3, 4, and 5 is being smart, and it's being disciplined. And I think the discipline of not having pre-snap penalties, the discipline of not turning the ball over, that can help you win a lot of close games. So you can tell that the coaches have been working on that this week, and the kids are doing a really nice job of executing so far. I think we only have two penalties so far. And again, like you said, we're playing clean on the turnover side. So I'm sure Coach Santoro is dialing up some kind of a non-return here. I'm wondering if he's going to squib this one or try a position kick.
Well, and that's a double-edged sword. They still have two. Somerset has 2 timeouts, a minute and 10. You don't want to give them field position either,
Absolutely.
And joining us at halftime will be Maria Sanders, who is the director of admissions at Bishop McCort. She's already here, got her red and gold, crimson and gold on, looking good. Maria?
Going to end up with the ball somewhere around the 40-yard line. So Somerset's got a little bit of time, and they can be aggressive because they're not inside. They don't have bad field position here. So Crusher's got to they got to finish this half off with an exclamation point and send Somerset into the locker room with no points on the board. That would be a fantastic start to this game.
I think that you got to be careful. You got to loosen up the secondary, but not too much. You don't want to give all that room underneath the corners that we've been given through the course of the first half. So it's 1st and 10. Somerset on their 41-yard line on the left hash, quarterback number 15. Now the Crushers are all over him. There's Stevens. There's Zadny. There's Fetzko, Rodriguez. A lot of Crushers on that play.
That's a way that you can prevent the short passing game from hurting you is by getting your linebacker into space. So that was definitely a blitz there, and Coach Smith is not taking any chances. Somerset may get 1 or 2 more plays out based on the way they're moving.
They don't seem to have a whole lot of urgency, and they're leaving the timeouts on the score they're not taking a timeout. Motion going right to left, quarterback back to pass. And under pressure, that's number 75, Zadny, followed up by Rodriguez. And the defensive line is coming up big tonight, Ken.
Big hit by 55, Rodriguez. He sat in there a little bit too long. He sidestepped one Crusher, and that was a big hit. And they're going to let this half end. This half's going to end with McCort 17-0. And that's a fantastic start to Homecoming 2024.
And with that being said, we're going to take a timeout for a message from the friends of the Crushers Sports Network.
For me, being a part of the 6 News team, it's a privilege. It's a responsibility not only to our viewers, but to those who came before us. Always showing up, following leads, getting both sides of the story. It's the foundation of 6 News, knowing we delivered on our promise to you. Coverage you can count on. I'm Jen Johnson. Thanks for choosing 6 News, and thank you for celebrating 75 years of WJAC TV with us.
And we're back at Sargent Stadium at the Point. It's halftime on homecoming night. The Crushers 17, the Eagles 0. It's no secret that's the best half of football we played all year.
No doubt, and I think I go back to your keys and Coach Smith's keys. When you play clean, when you play with confidence, when you don't turn the ball over, when you keep yourself from having unnecessary penalties, good things happen. And, McCourt's making things happen right now. They're not waiting for things to happen, and that's an exciting thing. So I'm going to introduce Maria Sanders. Maria and I have worked many years together in different roles and capacities, and Maria is a fantastic team member at Bishop McCort, and she's in charge of admissions. And I think she could pretty much do any job down there based on my purview of what you do and how dedicated you are to this school, and we welcome you to the broadcast.
Wow, what an introduction! That's awesome.
Well, Maria, how you doing, Maria?
I'm fine. How are you?
She's on.
Okay, now we got that squared away. Okay. Maria, how are you, girl?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Well, Maria, it's always a pleasure to see you. Working with you is always fun, and we get a lot of positive things done. And my first question to you is, can you talk a little bit about the merger and how it affected admissions, okay?
The merger went seamlessly. It was a great thing for the school. We've been really busy with the elementary school. There have been so many families that have come through, and we're still taking calls for kids to come into the elementary school as well as for the high school. So the merger's been great. It's been busy, and that's a good thing.
Now, just for our Crusher fans, it is now the Bishop McCort Catholic Academy.
That's correct.
We got Bishop McCort High School, Bishop McCort Middle
Elementary.
School, and 2 elementary schools.
That's right.
Almost West and St. Benny's East.
That's correct.
Correct?
Yep.
So, do you believe the merger has been well accepted by the community?
I do.
So looking at the reason for the merger, so talk a little bit about how, with having McCort oversee the elementaries and be part of a unified high school, talk about curriculum and programming and how things can work a little bit more seamless.
Right. That was the whole point of it, is so that everybody was on the same page, and that when the kids did come down to the middle school and then up to the high school, everybody was on the same page. So our teachers are working together, the high school teachers, the middle school teachers, and the elementary school teachers all work together to make sure that everybody is on the right curriculum, on the right track when they get there.
Maria, we're not ready to let you go yet, but
That's
when we're going to stop when they announce the homecoming queen.
Night.
Okay.
Big night.
So, Coach Salem, you keep an eye on that and make sure we don't miss that. Okay.
I know.
All right.
I know.
Very
So,
good.
Maria, what is your function? What do you do? Okay.
I'm the director of admissions pre-K through 12. So I have a lot of help underneath me, and we just try to get the students in and do interviews with the kids, and so people who are interested in McCort and want to be there, they can give us a call. They can call me direct at 536-8991 at the high school, and I would be more than happy to talk to them about what it is to be a Crusher and how great it is to have a Bishop McCort education.
Well, Maria, you've been all over the place.
I have.
You've been at McCort, you've been at East, you've been at West. Okay.
I love it. I love the little ones. They're great. They're great.
I'm telling you, I go down to pre-K and kindergarten, and I've gotten more hugs down there than I have in the last year. Okay.
It was an adjustment for me, but I love it. It was wonderful. I love meeting those little kids.
They're amazing, are they?
They really
not?
are, and they're so happy and they're so proud to be where they are. They have the best school spirit, those little guys.
And I'll be honest with you, just a lot of great educators in the entire system.
For sure,
okay?
for sure. I actually sat in today on some curriculum meetings with parents and got to meet some nice teachers at the West and East campus through the Zoom, and I'm just amazed at how wonderful they are and how well they take care of the kids.
Well, Maria Sanders, thanks for joining us here at halftime.
I just want to do a quick shout out. I want to say congratulations to the Ice Crushers. Last night they beat Indiana 5-3.
Now, I heard all about it. My son coaches at Indiana, okay? I heard all about it.
Congratulations to Coach McClellan and his team. It was a great game.
Well, we're going to just go quiet and see what happens here with homecoming.
Yeah.
Maria Sanders.
Great bunch of girls down there.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes,
okay?
Thank you for having me.
And we are thrilled to welcome back Angelina Kutzik, the reigning Bishop McCort homecoming queen. And big moment coming up here right now.
So Mr. Shellhammer has introduced everybody, and I guess we're coming up on the big moment.
A lot of pictures being taken down there. Lots of pictures.
So one of the things that was announced is the homecoming court raised over $900 for a local family that lost all of their belongings in a fire. That's tremendous to give back and to lead by example. So great job by the homecoming court.
I see students at McCort doing that all the time. There you go. The homecoming queen is Jillian Rittenauer. She is the daughter of Wendy and Ernie Rittenauer. She's a member of Holy Trinity Parish. Her escort this evening is Adam Radkowski. And at some point here in the third quarter, we're going to speak to Mrs. Newcomer, and she's going to bring our homecoming queen, Jillian Rittenauer, up here to the press box. And we're going to take a time out, and we're going to get a message from the friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
For over a century, Thomas Automotive has been redefining the car buying experience. One person, from start to finish, you'll work with the same person with no transitions or turnovers. Upfront pricing. All of our vehicles are clearly marked with their best upfront price. Commission-free sales team. Our salespeople are not paid on the price you pay. Our team works for you, not a commission. Transparency in everything we do. Buy with confidence, drive with confidence. Thomas Automotive.
And we're back at Sargent Stadium at the point. There are 3 minutes and 16 seconds before we start the second half. The Crushers have a 17-0 lead. And I'm going to read through some of this homecoming information for all of our listeners. As we said, we welcome back Angelina Kutzik. She was the reigning Bishop McCort homecoming queen. She has the honor of crowning this year's homecoming queen, who was of Jillian Rittenauer. And Angelina is a freshman at the University of Pittsburgh, where she is majoring in pre-pharmacy. She is active in several clubs and organizations, including Campus Ministry, the Chemistry Club, a hopeful Mountain Cat mascot. Welcome back to Angelina Kutzik. Now your homecoming court. We had Haley Bear. Haley is the daughter of Lisa and Brian Bear. Her escort for the evening is Devin Magro. Another member of the homecoming court, Cammie Bepler, the daughter of Holly and Brian Bepler. She is a member of St. Benedict's Parish. She's escorted tonight by Chase Newman. Another member, Ellie Berkebaugh. Ellie is the daughter of Jill and Josh Berkebaugh, Sunshine Jill's daughter. Ellie is a member of St. Benedict's Parish. Her escort this evening is Braden Jarvis. Another member of the court, Riley Esch. Riley is the daughter of Jamie and R.J. Esch. She's a member of St. Mary's Byzantine Catholic Church. She's escorted tonight by her twin brother, Jack Esch. And, of course, the homecoming queen, Jillian Rittenauer. Jillian is the daughter of Wendy and Ernie Rittenauer. Jillian is a member of Holy Trinity Parish. Her escort this evening is Adam Radkowski. And we're going to take another time out for a message from the Friends of the Crushers Sports Network.
Are you looking for the best part-time job in Cambria and Somerset County? Join the McElwain team. Our bus lines serve local school districts, including Greater Johnstown, Westmont Hilltop, Conemaugh Township, Forest Hills, Shade Central City, Berlin Brothers Valley, and Somerset area. This extremely rewarding part-time job provides great supplemental income. As a McElwain team member, you will enjoy clean, new equipment, as well as holidays, weekends, and summers off. Apply online today or call 814-288-1594.
Well, we're back at Sargent Stadium at the point. We're have about 10 minutes before the teams take the field for the second half. The Crushers are winning 17-0, and congratulations to Jillian Rittenauer, the homecoming queen. Coach, I got to ask you, when I work with my brother, these kind of things did not go well with him, like homecoming, all the things that go on. Like he would just kind of go into the corner and let it happen, okay? How did you handle that as a head coach, okay?
I think as I got, past my second or third year, I always apologized to any of my former players that if they had a better coach in my first couple of years, they could have won some more games. But once we sort of understood how things worked and what we could control and what we needed to do with time, we just got what we needed to, got done, tried to keep the kids relaxed, and then try to get them focused as you came out of this. So we didn't try to let them see that we felt like it was a distraction or a big deal. We just embraced the moment and wanted to make sure that we respected the occasion by giving the fans a good product on the field when we were in control. Speaking of good product, I got some stats for you if you want me to
go for it, brother. Go for it.
One of the big deals right here is the play of our quarterback. Gallucci's has had a productive first half. He's 2 for 8 for 21 yards passing, but 12 carries for 84 yards and a touchdown. And I think there were a considerable number of those rushes where he was able to get extra yards after first contact. Gordon has had a really productive day as well. He's got 49 yards on 5 carries. That's almost averaging 10 yards a carry. And Page has 2 catches for 21 yards. So we've done a really nice job offensively. I think the offense is performing at that level because that odd front Bears defense, that 5-man front, has for the most part controlled the Somerset offense. They only have 84 yards of total offense, and they are, here's I think the stat of the game. They are 0 for 3 on fourth down conversions, and 2 of those fourth down conversions were in scoring territory. So the McCort defense has stepped up whenever we had to. We've got 2 sacks for loss. We have 2 turnovers, and we're leading the first down battle 8-4 in favor of McCort and time of possession. So we're off to a good show so far tonight.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you going through those stats with us. Just coming into the game, Angelo Gallucci was 10 for 24 passing with 3 interceptions. He had thrown for 112 yards and 1 TD. His longest pass on the year coming in was 45 yards. So there you have it with Angelo Gallucci. And
moving across the conference, LHAC scores: Clearfield 28, Huntington 0 at halftime. Forest Hills and Richland still 7-7 at the end of the second quarter. Penns Valley and Belfont are tied up at 13. Tyrone 14, Bellwood 8 in that rivalry game over there in Blair County. Central and Bishop Guilfoyle are knocking heads tonight. Guilfoyle's up 20-0 against Central. And here's one that's closer than most people would think. Penn Cambria 8, Central Cambria 0 at halftime.
Well, Central Cambria, and they have a young fellow on their team by the name of Snyder, running back. And I've sent his name to about 10 of my college buddies and said, you got to take a look at this fella. This young fella can play football. He has that, he's got that kind of glide that takes you into that step where he accelerates really quickly. Okay. He gets real fast, if that makes sense to you. Okay.
Absolutely.
And he really kept Central Cambria in the game against us. We were fortunate to pull that one out, but just a lot of good football players in the LHAC. They're all over the place. And great job by the Somerset band putting on a good show here at halftime. I believe, is that the Somerset band? Yeah. So a lot of good stuff happening here this evening. We're going to take another time out for a message from the friends of the Crushers Sports Network. And we're back at Sargent Stadium at the Point. Everybody with smiles down on the field, the homecoming court, taking a lot of pictures, a lot of happy parents down there. Just a great first half of everything, and I'm just hoping that we can continue to make that happen through the course of the second half. So, Coach, with everything we've talked about, everything that we've discussed, what are your thoughts going into the second half? Like, what are the coaches telling the Crushers right now?
Well, it is a 20-minute half, and I guess that's the way it is now. I guess all the halves.
The LHAC voted on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I, as a football coach, I'd have been thumbs down on that one. I used to hate a long halftime. But I tell you what the coaches are talking about in there. They're talking about the fact that they get the kickoff. And what happens on the first drive offensively and defensively really sets the tone for the second half of the game. McCort has played a great first half, mistake-free in regards to turnovers. I believe only 2 penalties. It's been a very clean game. As you mentioned earlier, the best half of football they played this season. I think there's been some real nice push on the offensive line. I think if you were to talk to Coach Smith or Coach Hornick or Coach Price, the offensive guys, they're going to tell you that there's some consistency in the front 5 that they haven't seen yet this year. There's been signs of that offensive line being able to move people and be able to play at a high level, but there have been procedure penalties and there have been mental mistakes that have prevented us from taking control. So I really feel like that's what they're talking about. Let's stay consistent. Let's be in the moment. Let's not get too excited, and let's focus on the play we're in. You know, Scott Lewis, who was a great defensive player,
know him very well.
at Bishop McCort, and I had him come up and speak to our Thomas Automotive sales team, and he gave this little nugget. Scott said, "Be where your feet are. You know, don't worry about what's next, and don't worry about what's happened. Be where your feet are. Be in the moment." And I think that's really important for the Crushers here in the third quarter. They need to come out. They have to execute. They have to focus on what they're supposed to do in the moment and continue to control the line wherever they can.
So I'm going to put myself in Coach Urban's locker room, the Somerset locker room. I think the first thing they're going to tell them is, look, we can play better football than that, okay? Number two, can't have any turnovers. Number three, our offensive line got to block better, okay? And they're probably drawing up some plays to counteract how well that defensive line played for Bishop McCort here in the first half. So there you have it. Hey, Coach, we're going to take another time out for a message from the Friends of the Crushers Sports Network.
Martella's family-owned pharmacy has been caring for you and about you since 1964. With 6 convenient locations, we're always here for you, providing personalized service that goes above and beyond. Martella's offers a wide range of services from free prescription delivery to being the only regional pharmacy to offer Medipack, organizing your medications in easy-to-tear-off packets. Martella's, caring for you and about you since 1964.
We're back at Sargent Stadium at the Point. The Crushers have a 17-0 lead over the Golden Eagles of Somerset. And, Coach, just so you know, with a victory, we always announce player or players of the game. So you pick whoever you want, and I'll pick whoever I want, assuming we hang on and win this football game, okay?
Yeah, it's going to be, if we can get a second half out like we had the first one, it's going to be a tough call. But we got to be consistent. You got to stack good quarters of execution. And a couple things that I wanted to shout out there, you know, coming back after, you know, I left coaching in 2010, but it's great to see Mike and Jose Cruz are down there, assistant Coach Smith. You know, we were talking about Scotty Lewis, who used to be at St. Francis and moved on to Stony Brook as a defensive coordinator. He's one of the youngest defensive coordinators in Division I for some time. You know, there's a lot of guys that love the game and know the game, and you know, we like to, you know, shout them out and say hello to them all.
Well, I know Scotty Lewis very well. Actually, he was on one of my summer league basketball teams when he was in 7th and 8th grade, so I've known. And then he was he attended Mass at Omos. I would see him there. Just a great young man. We actually brought him into McCort 2 years ago to speak to the student body, and he talked about his conversion experience and about how important faith is. So just a quality young guy, and hope that things are going well for him and his family as well.
Absolutely. I imagine when you were coaching him in basketball, he probably fouled out pretty quick.
I'll tell you what, it was real simple, okay? Scotty, see that guy over there that's scoring all the points? Go take care of him, and he took care of him.
I bet.
He was intense, very intense, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, we got a couple little shout-outs here. How about our buddy Mike Schellhammer doing the PA announcing, the Tribune Democrats here, a lot of people and a lot of things happening here tonight. The team's taking the field. They always put on 3 minutes so the teams can warm up. So we're going to take another time out for a message from the Friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
Situated in a family-friendly atmosphere, Dr. John Walker is currently accepting new patients. Dr. Walker has over 25 years' experience. Come join the family at Dr. John Walker's office. Your smile will thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Walker.
Yeah, you talked about the Tribune here, but we got Jim Hammond here. He's a McCort grad, and he goes way back with Sean Wesner and been a great part of McCort sports and the almost like the unofficial sports information department. You know, when I sit and call a game here in the stadium, I always think of Paul Holleran. And Paul Holleran was at Bishop McCort for many, many years, and he was a statistician, and that's why we have so many great records when it comes to basketball and it comes to football, because Howdy Sherman and Paul Holleran pretty much did the statistics for most 70 years. That's almost unheard of. So we have all these records, and these guys were lucky enough, Jim and Sean, to work with Paul, and they were able to maintain all of our records. So there's some tradition in addition to the guys that perform on the field, and and the big names that we've had in the past that have played pro football and coached in college and just done a great job with us. But we have a lot of people that have really helped out in maintaining the records and honoring the teams, and want to give those guys a shout out as well.
Well, Coach, Tom Bradley, very close friend of mine. I never let him let it down, Coach, because on an October evening in Wimber, we were able to beat the Crushers. Okay. So there's about 17 seconds before they start the second half, and we are going to. We're going to talk to the homecoming queen, okay? We got a young lady here, Jillian Rittenauer. She is the daughter of Wendy and Ernie Rittenauer. Jillian is a member of Holy Trinity Parish, and her escort this evening was Adam Radkowski. Jillian, congratulations, homecoming queen.
Much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, were you surprised?
I was surprised, actually. We had such a great group of girls on the court, so I was super excited for anyone on the court to win, but I was super excited that I got to join in this moment.
Well, let me say this to you. You're the most beautiful queen I think I've ever seen. You look amazing, okay?
Thank you so much.
So what about future plans? What are you thinking about doing?
I'm really excited to go into pre-med. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go, but I'm applying next week, and hopefully I'll get into a good pre-med program. I want to become an OB and deliver babies.
Wow, that is fantastic. I love that. And of course, the young lady that has put this all together this evening is Heather Newcomer, longtime PE and health teacher at Bishop McCort. So, Heather, how did this all happen? How did this all come together?
I had a great group of girls for my first year being in charge of them. They were awesome. They raised over $900 for the Harushka family who lost everything in a fire. I'm so very, very proud of them. They worked so hard this week, and I couldn't be happier.
Well, as we're going to start the second half, I'm going to ask, you have anybody you want to give a shout out to here this evening on the Crusher Sports Network?
I would like to give a shout out to number one, my parents for sending me to McCort in the first place, and number two, just McCort in general and all the people there for making me feel so at home.
Well, that's fantastic, and God bless you.
Sidebar, Jillian commutes from Ligonier every day to come to
Wow.
I do, yes.
Well, Heather, do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just my homecoming court. They were awesome. I love them so much, and it was a great first year experience.
Well, God bless both of you. Congratulations,
Thank
homecoming
you so
queen.
much.
Enjoy it, okay? And good luck whenever you eventually move on, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it. Hey, we're going to take a time out for a message from the friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
Thank you, Ralphie. Thanks, Ralph.
Number 7 here. Bring up second and 10. All throughout 37.
Well, I didn't get the cue that the commercial was over, Ken, but we're going to carry on here, okay? You want to get us caught up, Coach Salem?
So, yeah, we have taken the kickoff to start the third quarter. We've had a few short yardage gains. We had a flare pass to the left side of our line, behind the line of scrimmage. It was dropped, but it was thrown forward. And we are now in a 3rd and 11 with 11:17 to go in the third quarter. We got to get a positive yardage play here and get things moving. So we got deuces, which means there's only one back in the backfield, 4 receivers. Gallucci's back to pass. He throws it. He has it intended for number 5, which I believe is Mr. Page, and it's broken up. I'm sorry, it was Dressick, and it was broken up.
Number 2.
Good attempt.
To number 2 for Somerset, broke it up. Carter Dunmeyer.
Yeah, so 4th and 11, so we got a punting situation here.
Well, not the way we wanted to start this half, getting the football and you're up 17-0, but the Crushers are going to most likely punt this ball to Somerset. And Faribault is in punt formation, a right-footed punter. Hildebrand will be your long snapper, and now the Crushers run their punt team onto the field. 11 minutes left here in the third quarter. Long way to go. 17-0 Crushers. Stevens taking charge out there, counting the guys up, making sure he's got 11. Snap. Punt. Almost blocked.
Yeah, 79. Cooper Sander gets in there. He's a big boy. He gets his hands up, and he almost blocks it. We're fortunate to get it away. It's received by number 2, Carter Dunmeyer, and he's run out of bounds on the Somerset sideline around the 30-yard line.
And Page, Johnny on the spot, making that tackle.
Yeah, so this is, again, to go back to quoting, my guy, Scotty Lewis, be where your feet are. We got to forget about that first offensive drive, and, we got to come out and play some good defense here.
And I think you alluded to it when we talked about our thoughts about the second half. These 4 or 5 minutes are critical when games are still close. So how this plays out could determine how this second half goes. Oh, my gosh, there's a fumble. The Crushers are on him. And Rocco Fetzko, number 74 with the big hit and big loss for Somerset. Great defense by the Crushers.
What happened there is miscue on the snap. 22 does a nice job of getting that ball picked up. Camden Lowry and tries to make something happen. But, oh, man, Rocco puts the stick on him. So we have a 2nd and 20. Big opportunity to sort of pin your ears back and get after this.
Go get him.
I would think we're going to see some I would predict a slant down here to 21. No, it's a quarterback keep, and they run off.
And that's number 3 for the Crushers, knocking number 20. That's number 3. That's Marquise Gordon knocking the the Somerset offensive player out of bounds. And I'll be honest with you, as I'm looking at that, as we're running him out of bounds, I think he grabbed Marquise's Gordon's face mask.
Had a face mask there.
Yeah,
I think if it would have been a little bit more aggressive, you'd have got the call.
So now it is 3rd and 16. The ball on Somerset 24. A little quick pitch to number 22 for the Crushers. But Rodriguez coming down the line of scrimmage, making a big play. I'll tell you what.
Camden Lowry was rolling right, and like you're saying, that's the second big physical hit by the McCort defense. And now we've got 4th and 15. So we're going to see a punt here, and that was a great response by the Crushers to that.
Antrim is the punter for Somerset, and the long snapper is Camden Connor. He gets a line drive, end over end. Gallucci takes it, and Gallucci's taken down on about the 37-yard line by The punt coverage, I believe that is trying to get that number. That is number 20 for Somerset. Johnny on the spot making the play. That's Drew Miller.
Colton Daniel was down there as well. Not a bad play. I could hear the coaches up here saying, get down, protect the football. You got to get those 4 points of pressure and, make sure that we're doing some ball control here and, continuing to use that big offensive line. We dominated that defensive stanza. Let's see if we can lay on those white jerseys and move the ball a little bit here.
Well, this right here, even if we just can take time off the clock, but of course we want to put points on the scoreboard. Here we go. Breaking the line of scrimmage. Number 3 for the Crushers. He's going to take it all the way. Number 3 for the Crushers.
So basically we had the ball snapped to Gallucci. It was an inside give. He ended up going over the inside guard on our left side.
That was Marquise Gordon.
We have a flag down on the Somerset bench.
Oh, boy. Maybe this might be a sideline warning. Are they calling this thing back?
It looks like they're talking about bringing it back, and now the referee is calling it back.
Holding against Bishop McCort. Wow, that's just a huge penalty, Coach Salem.
Yeah, because that may have been the dagger.
Well, let's put it this way: it would have been the first nail in the coffin, so to say. Okay.
That's right. Once again,
wow,
we got to be where our feet are. We'll see what kind of penalty this is and where it was flagged. But it's going to be first down. So we just need to come out and,
do it again.
Go after it. That's right.
17-0 Crushers. 8 minutes and 50 seconds. 8 minutes and 56 seconds left in the third quarter. We just had a touchdown called back, and now the Crushers are going to set up shop. Wow, what are we doing here now?
Send a broadcast shout out.
Now we got another flag. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Crushers, I believe. That might be on the sidelines. Wow.
Yeah,
that's not good stuff.
That's probably a bench foul. It could be a warning based on too many people.
Knowing Coach Smith, it might be on him. Who knows?
I hope not. We need to deal with adversity, turn the page, and move on. We're in control right here. We were in a 1st and 5. So let's see what this looks like now. It looks like we just had a sideline warning. So
they're just going to get no. Looks like they're going to mark it off, Coach. That's a big one, Coach.
Yeah,
that's just huge. 15 yards. Yeah. Come on, don't get into this groove here, okay?
Yeah. That's again, we got to lead by example and turn the page, and we can't get bench penalties when we're in control here.
We're going to have a first down, and
now we're
like 25 yards maybe.
1st and 20 because it was 1st and 5 when we got the penalty.
Okay. Well, it looks like.
Oh. So we have a pass thrown out to the left flat. It's falls out of Dressick's hands, almost picked off by Somerset. Thank gosh it was dropped. That could have been a disaster.
Coach, as a head coach now, you come back out on the field and you get that touchdown call back, and then you get penalties. We got to regroup, man. We can't let this happen.
Yep, got to get on the next play.
Yep, exactly. We're up 17-0.
Second down and 20. We got to get some positive yards here.
Ball on the Crushers' 26-yard line.
We don't want to let them flip the field.
Gallucci's back to pass. A little screen to Stevens out in flat. Stevens is on the move. The Crushers pick up half of it and then some. Great play and great job by Stevens looking it in and turning up the field and getting that yardage.
Real nice job blocking downfield there. Really nice recovery from the last play. Good job turning the page by the Crushers.
So now I believe we're going to get into a 3rd and 8 situation. The ball on the Crushers' 38-yard line, okay? Sunshine Jill up here doing her thing, okay? Gallucci, back to pass. Gallucci pulls it down. Probably a smart play. Somerset had everybody covered. That was a smart play by Gallucci not to force the ball anywhere, and the Crushers are going to be forced to punt. 7:57 in the third quarter, and the clock is moving. 4th and 8 on the Crushers' 38-yard line.
So I started to give a shout out to Laura Rice, former McCort teacher and living in Pittsburgh, sent me a text, said she's listening to the broadcast. So hello to Laura.
Oh, you're getting the text because last week I got the text from Laura, okay? God bless her. Hope she's doing well. All right, Hildebrand, the snapper, Faribault, the punter. Tell you what, he gets a rocking end over end, and we're getting a roll inside the 15-yard line. That's going to be downed on the 11-yard line, and Somerset now backed up against it, and the Crusher defense got to continue to control that line of scrimmage. And while we're have the change of possession, never forget about the campus ministry team at Bishop McCort Catholic High School and through the entire school district. The 4 B's, belonging, becoming, believing, and beyonding. Mrs. Rivetti, Father Crookston, Chris Schumacher, Dylan Dorian, Morgan Casto, Tim Hornick, Mike Bako, and the entire school administration team working on that campus ministry team.
Somerset takes over from the 10-yard line. Again, McCourt's in that 5-2 defense. Quarterback drops back, throws it on a 5-yard out. The ball's dropped, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Yeah, we were fortunate on that one. We had people in the area, but I heard Coach Price say that our defender was turned around. So they had a chance to make that play. Fortunately, they just weren't able to pull it in. So, again, ball's on the right hash near the McCort sideline. Wide side of the field is to the grandstand. 2nd down and 10. McCourt's up 17-0 with 7:10 to go in the third quarter. Ball snap to Somerset, long snap. McCort pass rush is all over him. We have a sack.
Zazadny and Fetchko are there, man. Wow. I'll tell you what, the defensive line, I haven't seen them play this well in a long, long time, Coach Salem.
I'll tell you what, they're controlling the line of scrimmage, and now we're in a position here where we can put some pressure on them. Obviously, the Crusher defense is going to put some real estate in between themselves and the first down marker to prevent a big pass play here.
3rd and 16. Somerset has the ball on their 4-yard line. They've got trips to the left and it's a single receiver to the right. And now Somerset's going to take a timeout with 6:21 left in the third quarter. With a timeout, we're going to have a message from the Friends of the Crusher Sports Network. And we're back at Sargent Stadium at the point, 6 minutes and 21 seconds left in the third quarter. The Crushers, the McCort Carroll Crushers, 17. The Golden Eagles of Somerset, 0. And they're backed up with a 3rd and 16 on their own 4-yard line.
So Somerset last play came out in trip split. They had one back in the backfield. McCort was in an even front. They were obviously going to try to protect against the some kind of a deep ball. If I know Coach Smith, though, we're putting some pressure on here. They're on the 3-yard line. So they've pulled the formation.
Same formation, yeah. And then you got to wonder if they're going to try to hit that split end down the field. There's a little middle screen. Oh my goodness gracious! We almost picked it off.
Yeah,
it's going to force 4th down.
The middle screen was set up nicely. It bounced off their kid's hands, hit a McCort defender, and then hit the ground. We're lucky on that one because to the trips formation, we only had 2 defenders. We had a safety over top in like a cover 2 shell, but there was a little bit of space out there. And now we are expecting.
We don't have anybody deep. We're coming after. We're gonna, but I just don't know, man. With this field position, you got to have somebody deep. Oh my
no.
God! What are you doing? Oh, fake punt. It's going to be a 96-yard touchdown for Somerset, and they get themselves right back in this football game, and it's 17-6. A fake punt from their own end zone. They snap it to the short guy. He throws it to the split end left. Nobody covering him. We had an all-out blitz to block the punt. I still question why we wouldn't have anybody deep because we could get great field position, and I don't know what to think about all that, Coach.
Well, what happened there was that was a punt block, and the people that were on the field were not paying attention to the receiver, to the Somerset bench. He slid out there nicely, and, man, that one really hurts because that was a great defensive stand, and you just handed him back some momentum.
I think he made it. He snuck it in there. So the kicker, Antrim, gets the extra point, and now it's 17-7, and we got a ball game on our hands with 5 minutes and 57 seconds left in the third quarter. And while we change possession here, we're going to take a timeout for a message from the Friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
Experience the difference at First Summit Bank. Open a First Perks checking account today. With First Perks Checking, you can choose the account that's right for you and start saving money on things you're already paying for. Perks include roadside assistance, available 24/7 to give you peace of mind while on the road. Phone broken or stolen? You're covered with repair or replacement with cell phone protection. First Summit Bank, connecting you to more than just your money.
And we're back at Sargent Stadium at the point. Somerset kicking off to the Crushers at 17-7. A 96-yard fake punt for a touchdown. Caught the Crushers defense flat-footed in an all-out effort to block the punt.
Well, we got to hope that the Crusher offense comes out, turns the page. That was a call. That was a punt block call, and we didn't have the right people in the right position. We didn't recognize the split receiver. And Somerset did a really good job of identifying that. And
they had a call on, yep.
Well, that was a hot call. I'm sure that they identified that no one was out there. And
Somerset kicks it off.
That play.
And Somerset has gained some momentum here. Their kickoff coverage team puts a pretty good hit on our return guy. And the Crushers are going to have 1st and 10.
They're going to be somewhere right around the 27-yard line, 28-yard line. Hey, I got another text. I'm going to say hello to my brother Ted and his son Lucas from Port St. Lucie, Florida. They're checking out the game tonight.
Hello, Ted. God bless you, brother.
Amen.
Now the Crushers have got to respond. They've got to regain the momentum here.
We've got deuces in the gun. We're going to motion almost to the tight end position, and Gallucci's going to take that on a keeper, and we don't get much push there.
Oh, there's like 4 Somerset people there. Number 20 for Somerset was the first player on the play, and that's Drew Miller from his defensive back position. I'll tell you what, Somerset's really crowding the line of scrimmage right now, Coach.
Well, they're feeling it. They got some energy. They had, a big momentum swing here, and we need to
okay, we got a player, a McCort player down. Just for all of our fans, we're not medical professionals. The trainers are out there taking care of them. We don't know the seriousness of the injury, but we ask everybody to pray for anybody who might be down on the field that might need a little extra help from some prayers. So we wish the player very well, and the trainers are out there checking him out. And with that being said, we're going to take a time out for a message from the Friends of the Crusher Sports Network. We're back at Sargent Stadium at the Point. The Crushers 17, the Eagles 7, 5:35 left in the third quarter. Your thoughts, Coach Salem?
Well, I think this is going to be a big down. Now, I believe that the young man down on the field that looks like it was for a cramp is our quarterback, Galucci. So he'll have to come out of the game, and we'll see what the staff is going to dial up now on 2nd and 10. Again, we want to get some positive yardage here. The one thing we don't want to do is give them the ball back and let the field flip. We want to be able to make them drive the field once they get the ball, if they get the ball back. All right, looking at some of the other scores while we're waiting for play to resume. Clearfield's up 28-0 over Huntington in the third. We still have a 13-13 deadlock with Penns Valley and Bellefonte, and 24-0. Penn Cambria has now taken over the game.
Faribault comes in at the quarterback position, direct snap.
Oh.
They look for a little screen, and oh boy, Somerset almost picks it off, okay? It was going to be a middle screen. That's going to be 3rd and 10 with the ball on the 27, and our offense looking a little out of sync right now, and we got to regain that momentum, Coach.
Well, you got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, we set up a middle screen. They read it nicely. We're fortunate that didn't get picked and go the other way because there were a lot of white jerseys upfield there.
And, Coach Urban for Somerset, that was one of his keys, that his linebackers have to sniff out the screens, okay?
Yep. Well, again, with as many white shirts that were upfield, it was just, that play. That I didn't see the number on the young man that made that play.
Direct, in the shotgun was Faribault. He takes it right up the middle, and that's going to bring up 4th down. And 5:09, 5:08, the clock moving in the third quarter. It's 4th and 9. The ball in the Crushers 28, and this thing is starting to turn into a little bit of a Donnybrook here, Ken.
Yeah, this is going to be a really important punt. Hopefully, we can get under this one and get a good roll like we did the last time. We're going to have to. We just had a great defensive set, so can the Crushers turn the page and let this get out of their mind? And again, can we slow down that momentum that Somerset has right now?
Faribault gets a real nice punt. He gets a roll, and it's good. The ball's going to be dead on the 15-yard line, okay?
He made a fair catch signal, and then he muffed the ball, so the ball would have been dead, but the Crusher defender did go down, Garrett Faribault, and did touch his helmet. So, that was a huge
Carter Dunmire for Somerset was the young fella fielding that punt.
We just flipped the field by that punt and the roll. So that's big. That was good luck. So we're back where we were at the last drive, and now again got to play some good defense.
What's going on here now? Now Bishop McCort is going to take a timeout. We're going to keep it right here, Coach Salem. 4 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Crusher 17, Somerset 7. And for anybody who is tuning in late, our homecoming queen this year was Jillian Rittenauer, and we want to congratulate her. And she joined us there at halftime. And a great homecoming evening. And the Crushers need to hold on and pull this thing out, Coach Salem.
Absolutely. Again, I can't tell you how big that punt was. You got to make plays, and every now and then, it's a game. You make calls, things go against you. You got to be able to bounce back. That's what resiliency is all about. That's what football teaches you, because that's what life's all about. A lot of times, things don't go as planned, and it's not what happened. It's how you react to it that determines the outcome. So I'm excited to see what the Crusher defense comes up with here.
Somerset in a very tight look. They hand it off to 22, running right to left. And he's on a sweep. And he fumbles the football. And the Crushers recover the ball. Ball popped out, and the Crushers have the football. And now's the chance to regain that momentum, Coach.
Absolutely, Kim. And Lowry had a great run, and again was like pushing for those extra yards. We got a handle on the ball. The ball rolled forward, and we covered it in bounds. So that is a huge turnover. So going back to the halftime stats, we talked about the fact that 2 turnovers, and now that is the third forced turnover.
Did we see who recovered the fumble, Coach? I wasn't able to get the number. Thank Mike Shellhammer, number 5.
That's Nick Dressick. He's having a night.
Yeah, he and Galucci are both having a night. The defensive line's having a night. It's going to be hard to pick the offensive player or players of the game, assuming we hang on and win this thing.
This is a big drive right here. We have a chance to answer that miscue, get back to a 17-point differential, and that's going to be important to see what happens here. Number 22 that was on that play comes up, and he's walking out the field on
a little gingerly.
Yep.
So here we go.
It's a warm night out there. I'm sure that being hydrated and having some cramps is definitely something that's going to be a factor here moving into the fourth quarter.
1st and 10, the ball on Somerset's 38-yard line. Somerset has they're crowding the line of scrimmage. They're daring the Crushers to pass. And they hand it off to number 3. And number 3 he's going to pick up the first down inside the 25-yard line.
Gordon does an amazing job there. We get nice push off the left side of the line. And that was a very important statement first down to change the mo on the offensive side. That last drive, we really weren't able to get anything going. And that is a great statement there. Run behind those big guys and let them create some separation. Now we've got trips left to the wide side of the field with a split end. Now we're switching to
Galucci's back in at quarterback.
4 quicks with Gordon in the backfield.
1st and 10, the ball on Somerset's 22-yard line. Hand it off to Gordon again. He's got 2 hands on that football, and he is hanging on to that thing, and he gets close to another first down.
Yeah, it was, again, real nice job up front. We got some really nice push, and it's just man on man right there, and they did a really nice job. This is a gut check moment for the McCort offense. I'm excited to see the coaching staff continue to dial up some runs and allow these guys to control the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10, the ball on Somerset's 12-yard line. The Crushers knocking on the door with 3 minutes and 29 seconds left in the third quarter.
We got a bunch left. Motion, handoff. No, fake handoff to Gordon. Galucci takes it up the middle, and he
touchdown, Galucci. 23-7, and the Crushers regain the momentum that they lost there for a bit.
That's a really nice play. So the ball snapped to Galucci. He fakes the ball underneath to Gordon as he comes across in motion towards the trips, which is the strength of the field, and then he cut it back to his right and got his knees up, was able to break a tackle. That's a great drive. Love seeing them keep it on the ground and push Somerset off the ball.
The extra point, Hildebrand will be your snapper. Your holder is Galucci, and Connor is the kicker. Snap, hold, kick here. Galucci does a great job getting the kind of bounce back, and Connor is able to put it through. And Connor is perfect tonight. 3 for 3 on extra points, 1 for 1 on field goals. He's got himself a 6-point night going. And we're going to take a timeout for a message from the Friends of the Crushers Sports Network.
Every 23 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Hi, I'm Matt Smith, president of the Laurel Auto Group. When my mom started the Ann Harris Smith Foundation, she said, if we can help just one woman, then we have made a difference. This year, we're asking you to help us make that difference. Please take the time to learn the symptoms of ovarian cancer. Go to ovariancancerpledge.com today. Learn the symptoms, spread the word, and take the pledge.
And we're back at Sargent Stadium at the point. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third quarter. The McCort Carroll Crushers able to regain the momentum with a 12-yard touchdown run by Galucci, and now the Crushers are up 24-7. They answer the bell and regain momentum, Coach.
Yep, play of the game may be Farabaw's punting. There's been 2 punts that have flipped the field. That that last punt was fantastic. It put us on in great position after the fumble recovery, and we definitely have some momentum now. And the Crushers need to come out and play a great defensive stanza here, and
Connor
continue
kicking
to
off.
control the ball.
Kicks it, fielded on the 30-yard line by number 14 for Somerset. Number 14 for Somerset, that's
Deacon
Sherbine. And Somerset's going to set up shop 1st and 10. And the ball is going to be resting on about the 36-yard line of Somerset.
Change of possession. The Richland score has been updated. Richland 14-4 still 7. No changes on any of the other scores that I've reported earlier. So we have trip split. The trips is to the Somerset bench, the wide side of the field. Inside handoff to...
Boy, that defensive line, man. There you go. You got Fetzko. You had Faribault in on that play from his linebacker position. You had Rodriguez there, just doing some great stuff inside there.
Yeah, Rowan Holmes on the carry. He just didn't have a chance. He got hit as soon as he got the ball. So it brings up a 2nd and 11. Yeah, I give the front five, the McCort front five on defense inside the tackles has played phenomenal tonight.
2:30, the clock moving here in the third quarter. The Crushers up 24-7. Somerset on the right hash. It's 2nd and 11 on their 36-yard line. Little smile, little flare pass to number 2 to the left side of the formation, and he picks up about 8 yards.
Carter Dunmeyer showing a little give and go there.
There you go.
He was able to get our linebacker.
Back in the day, we used to call that like a smile. Like we called that pass a smile because when you drew it up, it looked like a smile. Okay.
Yeah, it's a swing pass. And
okay. We've got somebody down. That's another Crusher, I believe, down on the ground. And with that being said, you all know about name, image, and likeness, and the PIAA has rules and regulations for name, image, and likeness, and who knows where that's all going to go. But for all of you out there, an NIL agreement at the PIAA level must not be used as an incentive for enrollment decisions or membership on a team. No school, coach, booster club, collective, administrators, or alumni may arrange or pay for a student's NIL deal. A student is not permitted to use a PIAA school, team name, nickname, or logo in their NIL agreement. Students cannot promote anything endorsing adult entertainment products, alcohol products, casinos, or gambling operations, tobacco or electronic smoking products, prescription pharmaceuticals, or weapons, firearms, and ammunition. And there you have it. And there are high school kids out there with NIL deals, and I believe we have a wrestler or two who have those deals. Oh, great job by number 12, faking in the backfield. We were all over the fake, and he runs to his left, and the Crushers are able to corral him there, but he picks up a first down, Coach.
It was very similar to the play that we scored on, except instead of it being out of a bunch formation, they were in 4 quicks. They had 2 receivers each side. They brought someone underneath motion. They made it look like they were going to give it to him on a jet sweep. The quarterback pulled the ball and followed his big line and got a nice gain. 1st and 10, ball's on to 46.
Crusher defense got to dig in. There's the snap. Number 12, the quarterback, back to pass. And number 75, that's illegal grounding. That has to be there was nobody in the vicinity.
Number 9 was about 8 or 9 yards from the ball. Evan DeBuno. I don't think they're going to call grounding there, but it was close. Nice pass rush there. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, the ball resting on the Crushers' 46-yard line. 1 minute and 18 seconds left in the third quarter, and Somerset is trying to mount something and get themselves back in the football game. Crusher defense got to dig in. We got two receivers left and two receivers right, sidecar right, motion left to right, and fake it to 21, and the quarterback, number 12, is going to keep it, and coming up and making a nice play to keep it to a short gain is number 12, Galucci.
See, what's happening there is they're in four quicks, and when they motion, that allows that corner's backing off, and then when they pull the ball and the quarterback runs this way, that cornerback is occupied with that receiver.
And when that motion goes right and left, that defense has to shift to a certain extent.
We're rolling our coverage. We need to get the outside linebacker out, and he's got a mirror opposite of the motion. It's almost like a cross key.
3rd and 4, the ball
right,
resting on the Crushers' 40-yard line. There's the snap, back to pass. Crushers are chasing him down. He's going to I really thought he was beyond the line of scrimmage, tell you the truth, but
27 Maverick Swank finds an open area in the back of the secondary there. Again, we had we miscontained. You know, he rolled to his right. We had a pass rush, but he spilled out, bought some extra time, threw it to the middle of the field. We're fortunate that he wasn't able to walk that one right into the end zone. So
it's first and goal to goal right inside the 10-yard line. Crushers defense got to come up big. Somerset gets the playoff before the end. Oh, boy. And we got a touchdown.
Completed pass to Cole Perry.
The quarter is over, but they'll kick on that end, won't they, Coach? Because it's an untimed down. They won't bring it here to the other end, right?
That's right.
So now it's 24-13 as we head into the fourth quarter, but Somerset's got to try to kick this extra point. Antrim is the kicker. Camden Connor is the long snapper. The holder is Carson Sanner.
It's good.
And it's 24-14, and we're going to start this fourth quarter, but first off, we're going to take a timeout for a message from the Friends of the Crusher Sports Network. We're back at Sargent Stadium at the point. We're going to start the fourth quarter. Somerset kicking off to the McCort Carroll Crushers. It's 24 McCort Carroll Crushers and the Golden Eagles 14. And Coach, if you have a chance, maybe after this kickoff, if you have some scores, I don't know if you have any over there.
Well, we'll take a look and see what the update looks like. It's a big drive for the Crushers. We've got to come back and answer. You got to give Somerset a lot of credit for, after that adversity they faced, putting a good drive together there.
Antrim kicking off. The ball's taken at the 15-yard line by number 5.
Hit hard by Drew Miller from Somerset.
Boy.
Nice play.
So Somerset's not going away easy. Nick Dresick on that return. Somerset got themselves back in this football game, and they're not going to go away very easy, Coach Salem.
No, you know what? They're playing with some confidence. They've had a couple turnovers. They've had some adversity, but they're fighting. and McCort needs to move the football here and eat some clock.
McCort in their no huddle look, looking at those wristbands. They've got like a tight bunch, trips left, and motion going right to left, and they hand it off to Page.
Yeah, they went to the overload with the motion to the trip side, and Somerset just stuffed it. There was no gain there. So we're going to have 2nd and 10. Updates that I'm seeing on the scoreboard, 14-14 Tyrone and Bellwood are locked up. 30-0 Penn Cambria over Central Cambria. We're still showing Guilfoyle over Central, 20-0 in the third quarter. 2nd down and 12. Ball's handed off to Gordon. Gordon makes a nice step, and he's able to pick up about 7 or 8 yards, bringing the ball up to about the 34-yard line. That was a real nice slide step. He made the defender miss him by appearing to be going right, cut back left. Nice push on the right side of the offensive line there.
We need to knock out this first down here, Coach. 3rd and 6, the ball on the Crushers' 33-yard line. Getting the signals from the sidelines, checking those wristbands so everybody's on the same page. Gallucci in the shotgun. Motioned into the tight wing set. Fake it to number 3, and Gallucci, and we got a flag.
Yeah,
we got a flag.
There's a hold on that play. What we attempted to do there was to
so you got to ask yourself, if it is against the Crushers, do you decline it if you're Somerset?
Absolutely.
Yeah. 10-25.
You want 4th down. You don't want to give them another 3rd down opportunity.
No. Yeah. So now.
McCourt's talking like the foul's against them, but I'll tell you what, that'd be a fortuitous change. Everybody up here thought we had a hold. Yeah, that's exactly what we thought it was. I don't know where
they're going to decline it.
It's going to be 4th and 7. It's going to force McCort to punt. They absolutely need to punt here.
Do you think, Somerset, throw caution in the wind, come after it?
I would set up a return. If there's so much time left, you're only down 10, I definitely would set up a return here.
The punter is number 7, Faribault. He's having a great night punting the football. The snapper is Hildebrand, and we need to change field position again. Oh, my God, Somerset blocks the punt. They block the punt. And Faribault, and it's going to, oh my gosh, we recover in the end zone, and it's going to be a safety, I think. Is that possible, Coach?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. And it's 24-16. The lead is cut to 8 with 10 minutes and 2 seconds, and Bishop McCort is going to have to punt or kick the football to Somerset. Holy buckets, 10 minutes and 2 seconds to go. What a change of events here.
Well, that's one of those mental mistakes that's a killer, because that was unimpeded to the punter, and the punter didn't even feel it. And that's a great play, great momentum-changing play by Somerset. McCourt's going to have to punt this away now, and
oh goodness
they're going to
gracious,
play some tough defense, because now it's a completely different ball game here.
It's Somerset can tie the game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, so they're basically a score and a 2-point conversion away from tying this football game. Holy buckets. Wow. We got us a Donnybrook here, and Somerset has kind of dominated this second half. That fake punt that scored a touchdown was a real catalyst for them, Coach Salem.
Yeah, if you take away the turnover that led to our score, you're right. It's been all Somerset.
Oh, boy.
One of the things I wanted to mention before we take another break is, this corporate sponsorship program that we have at Bishop McCort allows us to have athletics and fine arts. And, being a local business owner, you want our alumni and friends to support local business. Good things happen when you buy local. Support the advertisers that are on our network, because they really make extracurriculars possible for the kids at McCort. So reminder to note who the sponsors are and support them whenever you can.
Connor kicking off from the right hash, the 20-yard line. He's able to get it down to about the 42 of Somerset. It's fielded there. And number 2 is turning the corner, and he's knocked out of bounds. No, there's no flag there. He's knocked out of bounds by number 33 for Bishop McCort, and that's Colin Beiswanger for the Crushers.
Well, that was a good return, and
Somerset's in business. The Crusher defense is going to have to step up to the plate now. 24-16, 9 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the fourth quarter, and we got to turn the page here, Coach. We got to stop these guys.
Yeah, they need to answer. Somerset's got the momentum. They're moving the ball. We're in our 5-man front here, and coming across in motion, inside handoff, and
trips falls down. We'll take it. So that's going to be second down and about 11 yards, and now the ball resting on the Crusher 38-yard line. Watch out for that play-action pass, fellas.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job in the second half of moving the football. They've gotten away from that short passing game to the wide side of the field that hurt us in the first half. It'll be interesting to see what they dial up here. I believe we're going to see the zone read and a keep again. That's been pretty effective in the second half.
There's the handoff inside. He kicks it outside, and oh my gosh, we're going to get a personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. Okay. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! I don't even know how to.
Yeah, Donnie Rozier just absolutely didn't know where he was on the field. He's 2.5 yards out of bounds and put a hit on him. That's going to hurt. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and that's going to put Somerset inside the 20.
Coach Urban having some words with a couple of his players there on the sidelines who were kind of running their mouth, and it's good to see a coach take charge like that and make sure his guys are behaving in a sportsmanlike manner.
Well, absolutely, and what he's looking at is he just got a unsportsmanlike on a late hit. The last thing you want to do is
return the favor, so to say.
We always used to say, take the penalty, not pride. Your job is to take those shots when they come your way.
That's just a huge penalty. It's going to be on about the 15-yard line. Now look, they're going to spot it actually right outside the 15-yard line. And when we had that touchdown called back where we could have go up 24-0, that's when the game started to change. Number 12 keeps it.
Somerset touchdown. Again, we had the zone fake. Quarterback keeps it. And I'll tell you what, Lane Lambert is playing with some energy. He's being a leader. That's a 18-yard touchdown run. And now we have a 2-point conversion, I imagine, that would come up here to tie the ball game.
Holy buckets. It turned into a Donnybrook. It really has.
So Somerset takes a timeout to make this play selection. I'm not sure if I were on the Somerset bench that I would have burned a timeout here.
Because now you get McCort a chance to kind of regroup. Well,
not only that, if this game's this tight, I want to have my timeouts at the end of the game.
Oh, and yes, of course. I agree with that as well.
I remember when I was coaching with your brother in one of the Lansing games, we had a segment that you ran where you had all the special events and what would occur. And, there's always going to be a 2-point play ready that you don't have to burn this timeout to execute the play. But it is tense, and this is a big down for McCourt's defense, and you got to give Somerset a ton of credit for the resiliency they're showing here in the second half. And, man, I'm really impressed with Lane Lambert, his leadership, and the way he's attacking this ball game, because he's really he's making it happen. He's sort of like put the Somerset Golden Eagles on his back here, and he's delivering.
Wow. Wow. That's all I can say. I don't even have.
Bellwood Annis is up now 22-14 on Tyrone. That's always such a tough game.
That's a big rivalry up there.
Here comes a 2-point conversion.
Somerset's going to send trips to the right side, a split end to the left, quarterback in the gun, sidecar right. They snap the ball.
And it is a power to the right. We miss a tackle.
Oh, my God. We miss tackles.
Touchdown.
And Somerset scores, and it's 24-all. Holy buckets, and we got another crusher down. Wow. While they're figuring this out, Coach, we're going to take a timeout for a message from the friends of the Crusher Sports Network.
Are you looking for the best part-time job in Cambria and Somerset County? Join the McElwain team. Our bus lines serve local school districts, including Greater Johnstown, Westmont Hilltop, Conemaugh Township, Forest Hills, Shade Central City, Berlin Brothers Valley, and Somerset area. This extremely rewarding part-time job provides great supplemental income. As a McElwain team member, you will enjoy clean, new equipment, as well as holidays, weekends, and summers off. Apply online today or call 814-288-1594.
Well, we're back at Sargent Stadium at the point, and we have us a tie football game. It's 24-all with 8 minutes and 48 seconds left in the game. They're attending to a crusher, and we always say when guys are down, say a prayer for their good health, and looks like he's getting up.
Yeah, it's Gordon, and he came up and tried to make a play on that 2-point conversion and got smacked. So he looks like he's limping, but yeah, that's a tough one. We had a bunch of guys in position to make a play there. We didn't. We got a tie ball game with 8:48 left. We need to return this kick, set ourselves up offensively, and put a drive together.
Well, Coach, it's that time for the JMU update. James Madison University is 2-0. They're going to North Carolina to play tomorrow at noon. North Carolina's 3-0, and if they can bump them off, that would be just huge. But go Crushers. Maria and I went down to see them play Gardner-Webb a Saturday back. We had a great time down there. So good luck to the James Madison University Dukes tomorrow at North Carolina. No comment, Coach.
Hey, you got to respect JMU. Isn't that Coach? Who's down there, Coach Signetti?
Well, Signetti left there and went to Indiana.
Who's the head coach down there now?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and I've drawn a blank on it, okay?
Yeah. Well, I always like to say when you talk about JMU, I got to talk about the Red Flash. And
go for
I
it,
think
man.
They're heading to Eastern Michigan for one of their big games, and hopefully they can shock them the same way they shocked Kent State.
Number 10 fields the kickoff, and that's number 10 for the Crushers. Is Emery Gunby,
does a
sophomore.
nice job moving the ball up the field. We're going to have the ball at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10. Big first down here. We got to start converting these last couple drives. First down, we've been sort of stuffed, and it's put us in 2nd and long. So we need to find some yards here. We got to get a chunk play, get 3 or 4 yards on first down.
Got to score points. Got to go down and score points. I mean, it's that simple. Gallucci in the gun. There's the snap. Gallucci's back to pass. He finds number 6. Oh, my goodness gracious. Number 6 was wide open and dropped it.
Yeah, so that was Brady Page. Hit him right in the chest and wasn't able to control the ball. Nice play. Nice pass by Gallucci. Nice route. We got to put our hands on the ball. He allowed that ball to hit his chest and bounced off his chest. He didn't catch that ball with his hands.
2nd and 10. The ball on the Crusher 28-yard line, and they're looking for the signal from the sidelines. 8 minutes and 36 seconds. The clock is stopped with the incompletion. It'll start at the snap. Motion left to right, fake it to Faribault, and Gallucci's going to run it up the guts, and no luck. No luck.
Big play there by number 52 from Somerset, Garrett Marsh, on a real nice play. We didn't get any push there. We got our hands on our hips here a little bit. we got to get our energy going here on the front five. We got to get charged up and give our backs some seams.
3rd down and 10. The ball on the Crushers' 28-yard line. Somerset digging in. Crushers need to convert here. Fake handoff. Gallucci's back to pass. Throws it out to Stevens in the flat. Stevens, he's got the first down. Big first down. Great play. Great job. Great call. First, I believe it's going to be 1st and 10. Yeah, they're moving the sticks.
I'll tell you what, not to credit somebody for not blocking, but Rocco there was almost going to put his hands on the guy that beat him upfield.
Yeah.
He almost held him, and then he didn't do it, and Gallucci made a really great athletic play there to complete that pass. That was fortuitous that we didn't do what I thought he was going to do there. So we have Twins, snap to Gallucci, throws it out to number 6 again. This time
Brady's got it. Now he's down. Oh,
Yeah.
he looks like he's grabbing that hamstring.
Yeah, I think he's got a little bit of a cramping issue going on here. We'll see if he stays in the ball game or not.
Second down, 2nd and 4. The ball on the Crushers' 46-yard line.
Looks like
7:03, 7:02. The clock is moving. We're all tied up at 24.
Looks like we're trying to work with a little bit of tempo here, and that couldn't be a good thing when you've got the defense on their heels.
Gallucci, it's a keeper. Oh, boy, number 12, blitzing from his linebacker position for Somerset, makes a huge play. That's Lane Lambert, and that guy's having a heck of a second half, isn't he, Coach?
He is, and he's an inside backer. He crossed face and got upfield. I'm not sure if that was a called crossfire blitz or if he just read that, but, boy, we can't let people cross our face. Now we got 3rd and 7 with 6:22 left to go. We got to convert here.
Gallucci back to pass. That wide out screen was all set up. He's going to be close. Oh, no. He's down. Come on now. That's going to be a first down, I think. It's going to be close.
First down yardage if there's no
No, they're not calling it a fumble. They're saying he was down.
Right. But they're not saying it's a first down.
No.
It was marked on.
I think they should measure it. In this situation right here, they should measure that.
So I would imagine at this point we're gonna
go for it. I would be shocked if we don't.
You know, we had been running the ball extremely effectively up inside.
Question for you, Coach. Okay, like these short yardage situations, everybody's still in the shotgun.
Right.
Okay. So you got to run 4 yards to gain a half a yard.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely. I hope we convert this, and I'll hold my comment.
Okay. Gallucci running outside. We've got a first down, and they're going to run him out of bounds.
Fantastic. I philosophically, I'm with you, Coach. I would always be under center if I was still running an offense, even though a lot of these spread teams now that they don't do that anymore. But you know what? I think that was a great call because it was a first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got to give Harbaugh at Michigan a credit. Now, he's not there anymore, but, you know, he got under center quite a bit at Michigan because he just feels that's the best way to run the football.
And you're seeing that in the NFL. You're seeing
there
more
are
of
that.
Some teams that are definitely getting back to that.
Gallucci hands it off to Stevens inside. Stevens running hard, picks up a couple. 506, 505, 504.
Carson Sander on a big tackle there. If he doesn't stand him up, there could have been a couple more yards on that play.
The McCort Carroll Crushers have 2 timeouts remaining on the scoreboard. The Eagles have 1 timeout remaining on the scoreboard. It is 24-24, 4:47, 4:46, 4:45 left in the football game.
Here we go. We have Gallucci with 4 quicks again. Stevens is next to him as a sidecar. He's back to pass. He has an open receiver, number 4. He brings that in. That is Braylon Wiley. Really nice play. That is a big deal. Great play. So we have a 1st and 10. Ball's on the 28-yard line.
The Crushers ball with Somerset 28.
There's no need to rush here. I mean, you got 4 minutes where the clock is moving here.
Yeah, you want to burn the clock here.
First and 10 with 28. We're first and 10 on the Somerset 28. Gallucci in the shotgun. Snap it to Gallucci. He's going to run to his right, and boy, got a block. Got a block. Looks like it's going to be about a 4-yard loss. Oh boy, it's even more than that. That's an 8-yard loss. That's going to bring up like 2nd and 18. The clock says 2nd and 16. The ball on Somerset's 34-yard line, 3:21, 3:20, 3:19.
Yeah, it's 2nd and 16. Ball's on the right hash, which is near the McCort bench. Again, we're going into the baseball field. We've got a Twins left, one receiver right, Stevens in the backfield. Ball snapped to Gallucci, hands off to
number 3.
So Gordon was in the backfield, picks up a nice gain, about 7 or 8 yards.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down. I got to believe we're in 2-down territory here, Coach, okay?
Yes, at this point.
And if you want to kick a field goal, you got to get it to the 15. So it's 3rd and 10. The ball on Somerset's 28-yard line. Looking to get the play. Play clock at 13, 12, 11. The game clock, 2:26, 2:25, 2:24. And not sure what's going on here. We're going to take a timeout, I believe. Going to run it down and take a timeout. Hey, timeout for a message from the Friends of the Crushers Sports Network.
Martella's family-owned pharmacy has been caring for you and about you since 1964. With 6 convenient locations, we're always here for you, providing personalized service that goes above and beyond. Martella's offers a wide range of services from free prescription delivery to being the only regional pharmacy to offer Medipack, organizing your medications in easy-to-tear-off packets. Martella's, caring for you and about you since 1964.
And we're back at Sargent Stadium at the point, and the Crushers knocking on the door. It's all tied up at 24. Somerset has made a valiant comeback here in the second half, and the McCort Carroll Crushers have a 3rd and 10 on the Somerset 28-yard line with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in the football game. Both teams have 1 timeout left.
I would think that the McCort, based upon the strength of the kicker, is in 2-down territory here. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I believe you got to get to the 15 to give our kicker a chance.
So we've got 4 quicks, 1 back set. Gordon's to Gallucci's left. We have Wiley coming across in motion to Trips. He's back to pass. He throws the dig.
Oh, off the receiver's hands. Holy buckets. So it's going to bring up 4th down.
I like that look. That ended up being one-on-one coverage. We ran a skinny post. Gallucci, nice ball right there, just was not able to bring it in. Now we've got 4th and 10
on the 28-yard line. Somerset's 28-yard line. We got a bunch trip to the right, 2 receivers to the wide side.
Still an even set with 1 back set. Number 7 comes across in motion. We're rolling to our right.
Fair ball down the sidelines.
Throws it up for grabs. It's intercepted on a tip ball. He's still running, and now he's driven out of bounds by number 3, Gordon. There's a flag thrown from the middle of the field. I believe based on where that flag was thrown, we're going to have a block in the back by the intercepting team is what I would imagine you're going to see from that vantage point. It's a tough situation there. Now we've got to come back out of this and play some great defense. and force this game.
I tell you
to,
what,
overtime.
I believe that Somerset got a personal foul.
I heard someone else in the box say that it was not a block in the back. It was a blindside crack. So it was a defenseless player that got hit.
So that's a personal foul.
Correct, it is.
So that's 15.
Yes.
Now, is Somerset going to play it conservative and play for overtime?
I would think that based on the way they've been moving the ball on the ground, you're going to see them continue to execute their offense. I think you're going to see a lot of number 12, Lane Lambert. He has done a really nice job on that zone keep. I don't even think he's reading it. I just think he's keeping it. I think it's being called because he's been such a...
Yeah, I think it's a call. I don't think he's reading it. I think they want the ball in his hands, but they want that fake to slow that linebacker down.
Absolutely. Wide side of the field to the McCort bench.
Uh-oh. There's a throw. Gallucci, great coverage by Gallucci.
Intended for Cole Perry. They basically ran a post to the wide side of the field. Gallucci's right in position, brings up second down. Now, interesting, when you throw the ball down there like that and you stop the clock, now if I'm the McCort sideline, depending on what
if we can get them into fourth down, we would have to burn that last time out.
You're going to want to keep your opportunity to make them punt out of this end and maybe return the favor on a block punt.
2nd and 10, the ball on Somerset 16-yard line. We're all tied up at 24 with 1 minute and 48 seconds left in the football game. Both teams have one timeout. Back to pass. He's flushed out. He's running it. Faribault is the first guy there.
But he gets a lot of yardage.
He picks up a lot of yards there. First down for Somerset.
The clock is going to start once the ball's placed. That was a big gain.
1st and 10 for Somerset. The ball is now resting on their 29-yard line. The clock is moving. 1 minute 28, 1 minute 27, 1 minute 26. All tied up at 24.
So Somerset is not moving fast, that's for sure. 12 has the ball, and he is going to be wrapped up. And
by a host of crushers.
And I'd probably take a timeout here if I were Tom Smith.
Yeah, I think, that's a tough call, Coach. 6 of one, half a dozen of another, I think.
He did it. It's a
there
good
you go,
call, Coach. Yeah, I mean, what you want to do here is you want to force them.
So it's 2nd and 12. They lost 2.
I mean, it's a coin toss. I could see where you would say, I don't want to do that because they still have 3 downs to convert 10 yards, and you're giving them a chance to not let you get to overtime. So Coach Smith's thinking, if I can force a punt here.
Who knows, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I would have taken a timeout, though, either this
Coach,
down or next down.
If we go to overtime, I'm going to throw it to you to go over the overtime rules. Okay?
Yeah, I do have them called up here. I love the high school rules. The only thing I'm not completely sure of in high school overtime rules, after you get the rest period, each team gets the opportunity to have a possession from the 10-yard line.
Yep.
If both teams score, are they required to go for 2? I don't know if that's a college rule. I don't know if
that's college. I don't think so in football. That is.
Yeah, I'm a little rusty on that one. It's been some years.
So
let's get this
3rd and 12. The ball on Somerset's 27-yard line.
Pass.
He's back to pass. Oh, that's a block in the back. And I'll tell you what, this number 12 is having
Lane
himself.
Lambert steps out of bounds about the 50-yard line. I mean, he's just making plays. 55 seconds. We're in position. We had him flushed out of the pocket, but we gave up contain on the left side of our defense.
I really thought that that was a hold on Rocco Fetzko there, which kept him from being the contained guy. He got caught inside, and I just felt that he got held and pushed and no call. First and 10. The ball is on the Somerset 45-yard line, 55.7 seconds left. They're going deep. Gallucci's there. It's incomplete. Good coverage by Gallucci.
Yeah, ball really wasn't catchable, which I know is not a factor here, but neither one of the guys had a chance for that. A little bit of incidental contact, but good no call. So we're going to have a second down and 10, balls at the 45-yard line, 50 seconds left in the game.
And for all of our Crusher fans and all of our listeners out there, just check our website and social media to find out when the next game will be streamed. I believe we're going to do a volleyball game this coming week before the next football game. Somerset, hits the slant.
Across the middle, the ball's at the 40-yard line. They pick up another first down.
Somerset has no timeouts. You think that they might want to spike it here because they got the first down, right?
Yes, the clock will run when ball's set.
Oh, that's 39. Well, what
yeah,
they do?
I believe they would have spiked the ball.
Okay. So it's going to be second and 10. The clock is stopped. Somerset on the Crusher 41-yard line. 38.9 seconds left in the football game.
I'll tell you what, it's a great high school football game. You know, a tale of two halves as far as mistakes and being able to control the line. Somerset's really done a nice job in the second half.
Well, we had this one in our grasp. He's back to pass. He's going deep.
And
Gallucci's great coverage.
Yep.
So now it's going to be 31.1 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 from the Crusher 41-yard line for the Somerset Golden Eagles.
Now, I don't know enough, but I'm trying to find out here on stats. I'm just curious as to why Somerset didn't try to throw to the middle of the field and spike it. Wondering what their kicking game looks like. Not sure if they have a field goal kicker or not, but they're taking shots at the end zone now. To again avert an overtime, but
their kicker kicked 3 tonight. I mean, you know. He's back. Get him! Fair balls all over him. The ball's out. The Crushers have the football with 21.8 seconds left. Well, there's big discussions going on. Is it the Crushers' football or not?
He was rolling and should have kept the ball, should have brought the ball in and secured it. His left hand was in the air when he was tackled. And
as well as he's played, that miscue really hurt Somerset.
Now, McCort has one timeout left. So we have the opportunity to get the ball to the middle of the field and try to set up for a
shot to the end zone, or if we can get it down to the 15, kick a field goal.
You need 3 plays if you can throw to the sideline with a timeout to get in field goal range.
1st and 10, the ball on the Somerset 49-yard line. Gallucci back to pass. Gallucci thrown it down the middle, and it's tipped by Somerset, which will stop the clock with 16.7 seconds left in regulation. I'll say one thing, real solid crowd here tonight, and no one has left. Everybody's here, and everybody's into this. Gallucci, look out, Gallucci. Now Gallucci's flushed out, going to his right. He throws it, it's completed, and Page gets out of bounds with 8.9 seconds left in the football game. Wow.
So the ball is at the 40-yard line, which would make this about a 55-yard field goal. So
we're not going to be kicking that.
You're going to see one more attempt to get
and
that
we still
ball.
got a timeout here yet.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd and 10. It's 3rd and 1. The ball on Somerset's 40-yard line.
They need to pick up 10 to 12 yards and then take
Gallucci back to pass. He's heaving it to the end zone. Number 4 is there. That's pass interference.
Absolutely.
Pass interference.
Wow. Wow, pass interference
in the end zone.
15 yards.
So you're going to be now at the 25.
We're going to get a 15-yard pass interference penalty, and we're going to have 2 seconds left. So we're going to probably line up and try to kick this field goal, unless they don't feel a 40-yard field goal is
that'd be about 42 yards.
Yeah. Again, knowing Coach Kindlesberger's down there now and Coach Santoro, they're going to know where the range is. We don't know that.
I've watched him kick all season. He does a great job with extra points. He's kicked that field goal, but I'm thinking you got to get it to at least the 20.
Right.
That becomes what, a 37-yard shot. The other one he kicked was 32 tonight. So McCourt's going to take Carroll Crushers taking their last time out, I believe.
But Coach, with the time and the situation, you really got to give the defender at Somerset a lot of credit. That was a good play to interfere because he had him beat.
How about hook and lateral?
Touchdown. Yeah, I don't know. You'll see what the coaches have in their playbook, but that's one of those in high school. That's being smart as to the way the rules are. If this is college, no, we're in position to kick a field goal.
Oh, absolutely, yes. So the Crushers almost have to go to the end zone here, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think this is definitely a shot at the end zone. I'm surprised that Somerset's defense isn't a little bit deeper than it is, but they are 4 deep.
No.
McCourt's taking a timeout just.
Somerset must have taken the last time out.
Yeah, we had.
They each had one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we have taken 2 this quarter.
Yep. So here we go, Coach. Wow.
So
wow.
Final just popped up. Richland 21, Forest Hills 13, and Bellefonte 20, Penns Valley 13. 28-20, Bellwood over Tyrone in the fourth quarter, and we don't have an update on Bedford Chestnut Ridge. But this is
here we go.
It's a big one here.
Here we go.
So we got the offensive coaches talking. What's our best chance to get it into the end zone? I've been in situations like this where we've taken multiple receivers into the end zone, thrown it underneath, and allow your best athlete to try to get into the end zone.
Somerset's in a position where they really can't loosen their secondary up a lot, okay? And you got to think maybe halfback pass. I mean, and I'm sure Somerset coaches are like, don't get beat deep, don't get beat deep.
I don't know about I would think more of a hook and ladder.
Okay.
If you're going to do something gimmicky. We got 4 quicks, 1 back set. We need good protection
Galucci
here.
back to
Give him
pass.
some time.
He steps up. He's going to throw to the end zone.
And it's knocked down.
And we're going to overtime.
So we're going to have a 3-minute rest period.
And we're going to take a timeout for a message from the Friends of the Crusher Sports Network, and we'll come back and talk about overtime.
Situated in a family-friendly atmosphere, Dr. John Walker is currently accepting new patients. Dr. Walker has over 25 years' experience. Come join the family at Dr. John Walker's office. Your smile will thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Walker.
And we're back at Sargent Stadium at the Point, and we are headed to overtime. It's 24-all. And Coach Salem, how about some info on overtime? How's this all work?
Well, pretty much in high school, we're going to give each team the ball at the 10-yard line, and they're going to have 4 downs to score, either a touchdown. You could try for 2 or kick a field goal. Now, the advantage traditionally here is to win the toss and to defer, and let the other team have to take the ball. Okay,
and then if you defer and the other team gets the ball, who picks what end?
You actually wouldn't defer. You actually take
defense.
Yeah.
If you win the toss, you can either take the ball or pick which end you want to play on.
So you're gonna want to take. You're gonna want to play defense and force
first.
them.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
To be able to see what you need to do when you get the ball. There really isn't an advantage here. both, beautiful field. There is some McCort students down on the scoreboard side, so I'm not sure which side they would want to play on, but each team will get that choice. But we'll see here who is going to win this toss and then, say, hey, I want to play defense. It's really important that the kids communicate this right, because I've seen a lot of times where
people get confused.
Yeah,
Jerome
they make
Bettis
this.
got confused on a.
Are you sure you want the ball? No, I want the ball. No, you want to be on defense.
Well,
Well,
the Crushers played the best first half of
there
football
goes
I've
the
seen
snap.
in years, but then Somerset came out and changed the momentum.
Looks like Somerset won the toss. McCourt's going to tell them where they want. Looks like they're pointing towards their student section. And let's see if they said they want to play defense.
Somerset has the football, 10-yard line. They're playing on the student and band end of the field where the Crusher
So
band
I'm
and
not sure. The
student bodies
signaling, it
at.
made it look to me like Somerset won a toss and took the ball.
I'm thinking that you're right about that.
So I'm a little confused as to why they would do that.
Well, they got the momentum. And if they think they can score and kick the extra point, that puts a lot of pressure on McCort, any way you look at it. Everybody's got a theory on that, but I agree with you. I'd rather play defense first.
Yeah, know what you got to do, especially if you got a good field goal kicker.
Yep. Well, and from the 10-yard line, our guy can kick it from there,
Absolutely. And the question is if you can stop them, and all you need is a field goal when you kick the field goal. On third down, that's what I'd do.
I'll tell you what, in all due respect to both teams, this has been a wild, woolly one, hasn't it?
It has been. Oh boy. Hopefully they can pull it out. This is one of those ones that you look back on, and hopefully you can learn from your mistakes with a W.
So the only clock that will be running would be the play clock.
Correct. So we are going to defend our end zone with our student body behind us.
So it's first down. There's no opportunity in overtime to get a first down, so it's technically first and goal to goal for Somerset from the 10-yard line. And here we go. We're in overtime, folks. The last time we were in overtime was the last game of last year against Phillipsburg, and we lost it on the last play of the game.
Each team's going to get one timeout as well.
Uh-oh, we've got an officials timeout now. Not sure what's going on here. Okay, now they're ready to rock and roll.
Hand off to number 20, and he picks up 5 yards off the right side of the line. Again, outside runs have been really tough for us to stop in the second half. That's Drew Miller, the ball carrier.
I like on the scoreboard, the quarter, they got 5 up there.
OT.
2nd and 5. We are in overtime. It's all tied up at 24. Fumble, huh? Uh-oh, the quarterback's going to keep it. And he's stacked up. He might have gained about a half a yard. Good perimeter defense that time by the Crushers, which forced him back inside.
Absolutely. That was a dedicated, it's supposed to look like a zone read, but they absolutely wanted Lambert to take that one. And Crusher defense to the wide side of the field did a good job of keeping their shoulders
Stevens
square
did a nice job of
making a play.
Not letting that thing get outside.
3rd down and 5, big down. Because you would think if you don't convert here, you're going to have to kick a field goal.
Got to put some points on the board. You don't want to come up short.
Deuces, motion under. Handing it
Hand off to 34, up the
Big
guts.
Stop.
And that's a big stop by the Crusher defense, and now Somerset has a decision to make.
4th down and 6.
4th and 6. It looks like Somerset's going to go for it. Don't jump off sides, fellas. Don't jump off sides.
That's right. You need to be disciplined here. You got to watch the football.
Now
It's
Somerset's going to take their overtime timeout.
That makes good sense.
Yep. And we're going to just keep it right here. We're in that type of situation right now.
So Coach Smith's going to go out there and he's going to give the guys his best idea as to what's coming. You know, if you really are looking at what's been happening here, the second half, you have to expect the quarterback to handle the football. You know, I would expect him to try to get outside the tackle. You know, the ball is in the middle of the field. I'm not sure if there's a tendency on whether he's been better running to his right or left, but, you know, I would imagine if the back lines up to his left, he's going to ride and then be able to attack that left side of the field. They've also done it occasionally with motion under, where they've tried to have almost like a power play with a dedicated run to the fullback. So I would think that the H-back or whoever comes across in motion, they're going to try to hold the defense, and the quarterback's going to run it. Now, new look, there's 2 backs in the backfield. Got 34, who's Roland Holmes to your right.
Here comes a blitz from the perimeter.
And
they stop him. They stop him. The Crushers stop him. And the Crushers are going to get the ball.
Stays here.
Okay.
Ball's
Ball stays.
stay on this end.
Ball's
going to get the ball to 10-yard line, and now our job is to put ourselves in position to score, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown.
If the Crushers score here, the game's over.
The game is over. That's right. So I would think that we're going to take 2 cracks on the ground, try to score it, and win the game outright. And then on 3rd down, set ourselves up for a game-winning field goal in the event that we had a miscue or a bobbled snap or something, so we could do it again.
Coach, I'm nervous.
Yeah, I would be too today, the way it's gone. You know, you can't predict the future here with these guys tonight. So we have that bunch formation to the left, and 1 back set. Looks like we're going to have a quarterback keep here for sure.
Uh-oh. Somebody blew a whistle, I think. Are they saying we had delay a game? Uh-oh. What do we got here?
Someone in the press box said that Somerset had 12 on the field.
Yep. That's
that
exactly.
Is a huge penalty. That's going to give us 5 yards. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 5 in overtime. We need to score a touchdown or a field goal to win.
You know, I'm an old conservative guy. 3 cracks right at him.
Yeah, I think that's what the last play was aligned. They were going to bring our back across in motion, and they were going to have Gallucci run behind him. Right now, we've got a power formation right. We hand it off. No,
Gallucci! Touchdown!
Touchdown!
The Crushers win! The Crushers win! The Crushers win in overtime, 30-24. Oh my gosh, Coach Salem, God bless America, huh?
You know, that was what a finish. Gallucci all game long has worked his tail off and did a great job running the football. You know, that was a nicely set up play. We brought our motion across. We made it look like we could have handed it off, and he kept it, went up over the left side of the line, and did a fantastic job. So,
well, Coach, you're player of the game or players of the game.
Well, you know, looking at the whole sum of this thing, I would have to nominate 3, and then you could tell me who you choose.
Okay, go ahead.
I felt like Gallucci stepped up and did a fantastic job tonight. I thought that he was very, very proficient offensively, took care of the ball. He ran after first contact. But I really also like Dressick. I thought he made a ton of plays today and was opportunistic on both sides of the ball. My next group is, I felt like for 2.5 quarters, the offensive line did a phenomenal job.
And the
ball.
defensive line.
And then the last guy that I have to say in the game like this, where you have an overtime win, I got to give Faribault a ton of credit on those couple punts. He changed the field twice for us, and it was huge. So I'm going to go with Gallucci,
and
I'm not going to disagree because we needed a leader, and he touched the ball every single play tonight offensively for us, with the exception of 2 times when he was injured, and did a phenomenal job. Looks like there's a Somerset player that's down from the last play.
And as we always say, a guy's down, say some prayers for him. The Crushers pull it out, 30-24. Ken, I had a blast. I had a great time. It was a pleasure doing this with you, okay?
Yep.
And
it's great when you can call a game and the home team
wins
gets the
on
win.
homecoming
So
day.
this was a big step. The Crushers needed this. I think they certainly got better than they played last week. Eliminated a lot of mistakes, but there's a couple doozies that they'll have to talk about to get ready for the next game. And but overall, what a great resilient effort. Give the kids a tremendous amount of credit. And I'll turn it back to you. Thanks for letting me do this today.
Congratulations to the McCort Carroll Crushers on an overtime victory, 30-24. Just a great football game. A tip of the cap to the Somerset Golden Eagles. They fought valiantly, especially in the second half. We wish everybody safe travels home and have a great Friday night. And how do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? You've got to start seeing you the way God sees you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are more than a conqueror. You are created to have dominion, and you are blessed. Please understand all the positivity going on in your life, and do not allow negativity to even be in your mind. You are God's masterpiece. God bless all, and go Crushers.